name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter channel. I hope everybody is having a good weekend so far. So my plan for today is that I'm going to be doing Katy Says. So we're going to do another block. Now you might notice I have both the blocks that we've already done so far, and one's smaller than the other one. This will get added onto, so it's the same size as this one. I just didn't get around to finishing it. If you're working on Katy Says, let me know. Katy Says, bring out your scraps, bring out the block you might have already worked on. If you haven't done this, because this is improv style the way I'm doing it, bring out some scraps, because you'll need scraps that are at least 1.5 and up. Anything below 1.5 put aside, because we're going to use it for crumb block making. Okay. Also, if you happen to have a bunch of stitch and flips that you didn't throw away, I hope you didn't, because I'm going to show you, as you can see here in this block, this is from a stitch and flip. Oh, wait, let me spotlight myself so you can see what I'm doing.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them.
All right, let's stitch and flip. Okay. So what I was trying to say is, you see, this is a stitch and flip, and I made it into an hourglass block. I also have
That's cute.
Yeah. So this right here was 3 inches. So we're going to be messing around on and off with different sizes that will fit within the actual 1.5 by 1.5 or 1.5 by 2 inches. So the squares are all 1.5. Now these smaller ones, I will show you how to make these. I think they're called 3/4 blocks. Is that what those are called?
It sounds good to me, Katie.
Where it has two half triangles with a yeah. I'll show you how to do these small ones, but we can also do bigger ones that are like this. We just got to make sure that when we're doing the math, everything we do will line up so that you're not having a hot mess. And it is improv, so I don't have anything drawn out. I don't have anything written down. This is coming from my brain, and we're just going to have fun. And so this is a good way for anyone who's in the middle of a sojo shutdown. This is the best way to get yourself out of a sojo. Even if you don't make half square triangles and you're just doing blocks and rectangles and you don't think, you just sew. It doesn't matter the color. You can mix it up. You can use background, like there, you'll see there's a background here. That's because this was from a stitch and flip. You can do anything you want to. Don't organize your colors. Don't do any of that. Just go with the flow. That is why I'm doing this. I want you to see when I do this on a live, because I don't have anything planned out. You can do, if I can do it, you can do it. As long as you don't let your what's the word? A lot of times people have trouble because they want everything to be organized and colors organized, disorganized, that organized. And a lot of people say they can't do Scrappy because it's too much chaos. Does this look like chaos to you guys? I don't think it does. I mean, look here, we got a friendship star here. We got an hourglass right here. I mean, the sky is the limit. And no, I'm not preaching. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to say, there are times when we can't sew, we can't work on our work, WIPs or UFOs. And this is a great way to sew without thinking. And before you know it, what might have been, well, I don't really want to sew, but I'll try sewing two or three of these together. Before you know it, you might have a bunch of them sewed together and you got yourself a block. And that's all about just re-energizing yourself without having a set pattern, a set of colors, set sizes. I mean, I kept the sizes simple. We're using 1.5 of both the squares and the half square triangles. When we do a bigger one, I will let you know what the settings or the size of those it needs to be. And these are not going to be very often when you see a 3-inch right here. But the idea is when we get enough of these blocks around, because this is around a 6.5 inch, I want you to understand that your size of block might vary from 6 to 6.5, somewhere in there. Don't freak out about that, because as long as you stay consistent on what you're working on, and you're keeping the sizes the same, you're sewing the same, you're using the same sewing machine, you're using the same thread, you're using all the same things. And as long as you're consistent, this will all come together the way it's supposed to. I don't have in my head yet what size this sew along is going to be yet. I want to see if I can get other people, see what other people, if they're participating, how their blocks are looking out. And then I'll probably do a poll and say, hey, do you want to do a small mini wall hanging mini quilt, or would you like to do maybe a bigger one that you can still hang on the wall? I am not planning on making a quilt top, a big quilt top out of this, because I think that if we tried to go that route, people will lose interest because it's too much to think about. So just, we're going to keep it as simple as possible. I feel like this is a really good skill builder, because you're sewing smaller things, number one. Number two, you're not thinking about how you're mixing your colors, because that's what I want from you guys. Just go with the flow and don't fight it. All right. And I need to address Lainey. Lainey says, hey, I wanted to know if you guys have websites. What do you think is the best? What do you think is the best for 2026 with the new AI? Was that the question you were asking after the live yesterday, Lainey? Let me know. As far as AI, I don't use AI. Let me rephrase that a little bit. I'm not using AI as far as my videos or pre-records. Hell no. No. This channel is all about quilters, friends, Greenland, and I am not about to let AI take over my channel. No. Now, I have used I played around with AI a little bit with thumbnails. So the ones where you see they look like the odd man out on a, it's not my usual standard thumbnails. And some of you, I'm sure, have noticed that every now and then I have a wacky one. The wacky ones are from an AI. And it's only because I'm trying to figure out how this works. And I'm using Canva to do it with. And I've seen feedback about Canva being terrible, but I can't figure out Chat GPT either. And I really don't want to use AI at all, because I feel like it's taking away from my creativity. I can't speak for anyone else. But if I can't come up with something to make, then I'm the one that needs to figure out why I can't. Now, like I said, you've seen some thumbnails where I played around a little bit, but that's not going to be like I want it to be authentic. I want it to be me. I want it to be this channel. I want it to be you guys, because y'all are part of the Greenland Quilter Guild.
Yeah, our guild.
Yeah, we're all, you're in my little guild here. And I want this whole channel to be about y'all's creativity. That's why New Year's Eve, I started doing trunk shows of your work and not mine. So save up all your pictures for the whole year, because I'll be doing the 4th annual again. I'm already starting to talk about that. So I just want everybody to understand that that's what that is. And Lainey, I hope that helps, because I couldn't understand the question. So I guess it depends on the creator, the channel creator, and whether they want to use AI or if they want to keep it them, where it's their creativity. Do you have a website? I have a blog on what's it called? Anyway, I write blogs. But as far as a website, I'm not sure exactly what you're asking about. She says, that's why I asked you to like the way you do things. And I like that you like to be friends and groups and people, and you care about people. I like that about you. Yeah, I do care about all of y'all. And yeah, I decided this is the Greenland Quilt Guild, and y'all are all members of it.
We're members of the country club.
That's right. Yeah. And you don't have to pay no dues. You don't have to do anything other than to show up and sew with me. That's all I ask. Come sew with me. All right. Now that I got on that tangent, let me say hi to I'm gonna say hi to everybody, and then I'm going to ask the little one over here what she's working on.
Oh,
Righty. Hi, Melanie. If you're still here, it's good to see you. She was first in the chat. The Bud Falls was second in the chat, and we have Lee as the third. He says he left. Oh, he says hi. Left like we'll watch replay. Okay, so he's gone. Hi, Lynn. How are you doing? And then we've got Lynn says, oh, yes, I'm sewing blocks together in my dragonfly dance so I can get it put up on my long arm. There just isn't enough hours in a day. No kidding. Short of not sleeping at all. And Nina says, hello, Katie. I am here with her scraps. Yes. Felicia says, good evening, Katie and everyone. Welcome, welcome, Felicia. Leah's telling us to have a great show. And hi, Giovanna. It's good to see you here. And hello, Jan. Welcome, welcome. Oh, we got a few people in here tonight. And I've been answering Lainey's question. Lainey, if you have a channel or you're planning on doing one, just do you. You know, and I would say that to anyone who's doing a channel. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you comfortable. A lot of people love people to be authentic and not fake. And by using AI, to me, that's fake. That's just my opinion. You don't have to, you can take that with a grain of salt. And Giovanna says, it takes away from creativity of the artist for me. Yes, that's how I feel about it. Hi, Mona. It's good to see you. Hey, Andrea. I already answered all those questions. Hello, Patrice. Welcome, welcome. And then Denise says, hello, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. I hope you're doing well too, Denise. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Andrea says, I have an opinion about AI. AI can be a tool to help you figure out measurements, but I do not think it should be used to create quilts. I love the thumbnails people are creating with them. See, most of my thumbnails I do myself, and I use my pictures as the background. You're probably wondering where I got those iceberg and Northern Lights pictures. They're my pictures. And I use them as a background on my thumbnail. And then I put all the other stuff on top of it. That's how I do it in Canva. And that's me. Now, the ones, like I said, that are the odd man out that looks different, those are probably like the one that's all cartoonish kind of. That is an AI thumbnail. And it's just, I was trying to figure out how to use this stupid thing. Because you really don't, there's no, I need to go to AI school if I was to learn how, but I don't want to, because I definitely don't want any AI in my videos at all. Andre says, if you use it in the right way, it's an awesome tool, but it can be used to harm too. So yeah, because I see a lot of videos now come across Facebook and come across YouTube. And I have to be frank here. I don't know whether I believe them or not.
I know.
Because you can't tell if it's really if someone made that video or if it's an AI that's been created by a user. And a lot of times, you know, when you hear something, you're like, well, that's not true. It was probably an AI that did it, or an AI they use. She says, I'm talking about creating a website that would show my work, not imitate it. Okay, I'm not sure how people use it that way. Katie, this is the Greenland Guild. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, everybody, there'll be, everyone will imitate somewhat your work, because especially if you inspire them. Now, whether or not they copy you and don't give you credit, that's not right. They need to say where they got it from, say where, give them your website address and things like that. So you're getting the credit for your work, not them. They were inspired by you.
Andrea says she can tell, but she's been studying how to tell. Mona says, Lainey, you can have a website. You need to find a hosting service. Yes. Like my blog, I use this hosting service. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I need you in your scrap pile, and I have more than this. I have like all of this too, all my small stuff. You need to cut several 1.5 by 1.5 squares. You need at least 4 or 5, well, 4 to 6 of the 1.5 by 2.5. If you have leftover stitch and flips that you've sewn together like this, these need to be trimmed down to be 1.5 by 1.5. That's what I'm going to be checking on these. So make sure you have plenty of those too, because we're going to put some half square triangles. Also, I wanted to show you something. A lot of times, like when we're making a square and a square, we'll have, not square and a square, flying geese or something like that. We'll have one side of this left out, you know, and it'll be an odd size. So you're probably thinking, well, these are all different sizes, but you know what? All you have to do, and I'm going to show you that actually, I can take, let me spotlight again. I can take, see, this is larger, and that's okay. I can take one of these larger pieces, and you'll notice that this blue right here, or blue gray, whatever you want to call it, it might be a little bit smaller. You'll see it doesn't match. That's okay, because remember, we're working with scraps. So all you have, and these are big enough that we can trim them down to 1.5. And so what I'll show you is I'm going to show you, just try to center the smaller one over the top of the bigger one. And this is a way for not wasting these half triangles. And then sew the 1/4 inch line here. And then I'll show you how to trim it down to a 1.5. And, you know, so if you have a lot of these, which I have quite a few of them, I'm looking for the rest of them right now. Because I have, yeah, I have several like that where they were coming off of a stick, where you ended only up with one triangle, not two of them. Okay, so, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take these turquoise leftovers I have, and then I'm going to place one of these face down on top of it so that I can sew it. And I'm going to pull out a multiple of these, and I'll keep doing this. I have this, this looks like Tula Pink. I'm going to put this on here like this. And I'm just going to make a stack of them because we're going to use them in this sew, you know, because we're doing improv. And you just try to use up these pieces because they're worthy of being used. You use them, you know, in a pattern, don't throw them out. And if you don't want to mess with them, there is people in this channel that would love to be the new owners of your scraps. Am I right on that one? Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. I spotlighted the wrong thing.
What were you spotlighted? I was listening and watching you.
Yeah, let me try that again. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm putting these on top of these bigger triangles. Now, if I had more of this size one, I would use those, but I don't. And I'm just, what I'm doing is I'm stacking these up, making sure I put the front side face down, and I'll keep going until I run out of them because I have a lot of them right here right now. And I will sew the 1/4 inch, like I said. And see, they can even be this oddball size because by the time you sew these on and you trim them down, you will have a half square triangle, even though they look like, well, how can that work? It works, believe it or not. If you have a bunch of these little ones, we'll trim these down to 1.5. I have lots of these leftovers from projects. You shouldn't throw them out. And if you don't want to use them, give them to someone who will, because at least then it's not going into the local landfill. Just saying. All right. And I have some more. I have one right here where I could take this and put these two colors together. And you're not trying to match anything because this is supposed to be scrappy improv. So don't think too much about what you're doing. I mean, it may look like, oh, that's not that great of a color, but when you put it in the grander scheme of this, it turns out really pretty. Okay. And we're going to sew. And I have, for those of you, I took out 2 different rulers. I have this ruler is a quilt in a day half square triangle trimmer. Okay. And I tend to, so when I have my, see, this is a half square triangle. It's not been trimmed yet. And all I have to do is line this ruler up on the 1.5 inch line and trim. If you don't know how to use, or if you don't have this ruler, you do not need to have this ruler. I'm not telling you to go buy one. You can take a regular Creative Bridge or whatever ruler you use, and all you have to do is line your half square triangle up with 1.5 on the, all you have to do is on here, line up the 1.5 by 1.5, and then put your half square triangle on that diagonal line with the half square triangle and trim. So you can use either way of trimming down things. And when I get ready to trim these down, I'll spotlight so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's basically mindless sewing. Mona's not feeling good today.
She has a headache, a migraine she's trying to get rid of. Let's hope that she can get rid of it. The weather's been crazy up there. A lot of storms and different things like that. So the pressure's probably affecting her too.
Uh-oh. Giovanna typed my name in caps. I must have missed something.
Probably just that you didn't have it.
Oh, because I had the wrong thing spotlighted.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better, Mona. Okay, let's get to sewing. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to sew these loose half triangles together. And while you're and if you already have triangles that you can trim down, set them aside because we're going to mess with them too. And go ahead and make sure you cut some 1.5 squares and some 1.5 by 2.5. Okay, so that's what we're going to play with today. And make sure you're not trying to pick out the same colors we are mixing. I will be pulling out some more out of my, because I have more right here in both these boxes that I'll be playing with. So there's plenty to have fun with here. So Sherry, what are you working on today?
Well, I've been working on this for a couple of weeks. Is that one scrap quilt that has been, this is like one block. Once I put 4 quadrants together.
Good.
Yeah. It's like it never ends. Because
scraps never end. Are you kidding?
I got half of it's done. I have to do like 18, 19 more blocks this size.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. And it's gonna,
what color is the background? That's a nice color.
Actually, like a peach color.
That's what I thought. It was either peach or salmon. I couldn't tell which one.
Yeah. It could be considered salmon. So I was doing that, and I just was cutting strips and making my strip sets that I cut into 1.5 inch.
Nice.
And what I'm doing with this, I put a flying geese in, like you did, Katie.
Yeah, just stick whatever in there. Yeah, we're probably doing flying geese in here too, as much as I dislike making them.
Well, if they're made.
Yeah, but they already made, stick them in there. That's right.
So I can cut down this way at 1.5, and I get a whole different look. So I make a bunch of these things up. This is from my other quilt though.
Mona says very pretty, and she says she loves peach and coral. The El Nino effect is here. Lots of strange wild weather coming across the USA. Yep, it has come in to settle down and create havoc.
Did you hear about Illinois? And
did they have a tornado?
The tornadoes were just terrible.
I didn't hear, but I haven't looked at the internet today.
Until
now anyway, but I will look after the lives.
Yeah, a lot of destruction. It's farmland, so farmland
is really not good.
It's open fields, so they just keep on creating power and power. So yeah,
it's very warm here, you guys. Pretty color combo, Sherry, says Denise.
Thank you, Denise.
Giovanna says we will be hit by El Nino here in Europe. Yep. There's I know Nikolai sent me a link I need to go read, something to do with another cold water blob. And that blob might protect us from some of this heat if it's where I think it's at. They still don't know what that blob is, because it was here a couple years ago too.
Maybe it's from the
some kind of anomaly.
Yeah, or something from the icebergs melting down, and the cold water is going down deep,
trying to figure out what's causing it. Yep.
It'd be good if you could find out, because then you might be able to replicate it, you know?
Yeah. Well, if it doesn't mess with nature in the process.
Right. Like if it's a natural.
Humans tend to mess things up when it comes to nature.
Yeah. That's true.
Andrea says, I just had a pop-up that they are breaking out again today. My goodness, all that heat causing it.
Missouri area and Texas and all them. Yeah.
Hi, Raven. Lainey, are you still with us?
I think she is. Well, stay safe, Andrea. Keep it open on the radio or on the TV, that so you can tell.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot going on.
There is. And then of course the East Coast and all the way is hotter than Haiti.
Hi, Rita. Hey, I need your moderator self to stick around just in case. Andrew says it was from a storm chaser I follow. It's set across the mid plains.
Yeah. Is that right? Ryan Hall.
He's good to watch. Out in. Does he get out in the midst of it?
No, but he has people that report, and even meteorologists. But he keeps you right updated. He has a radar screen, and he can see and tell you where it's going to be hitting and all that.
I should study to be a meteorologist, because I always kept up with the weather when I've always have. That's why when hurricane season starts, I'm always right there looking at the ocean. What's going on? I don't know that we're going to have much of a hurricane season this year, and if we do, it's going to be maybe a couple of them might be really badass ones.
Do you get them in Greenland?
No, but
we do in Florida.
We do get events every so often. It's like having a hurricane.
Oh, yeah.
But I like keeping up with Florida because, well, my daughter lives there, and it's my home state.
Lainey says she's watching, Katie.
Okay.
She's still here.
Making sure you're here.
Oh, Kansas.
Not yet, but if one shows up, I need some response, fast response.
Yes.
Okay, so look how see this right here? This orange is 2 pieces sewn together. And this was from something I was working on. So I'm going to trim, I'll probably do, like this looks like it might be long enough to be a 2.5. Let me see how wide this is. Hopefully it's a 1.5, because that's what I need. That's what I'm asking y'all to make. Yeah, this is 1.5. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seams out of these ones right here, so that I can use 1 end for the 2-inch, and then I can make a bunch of 1.5 for the longer pieces. Or I might leave these, and we'll see what happens with this longer piece. It's up to you, the sewer, how you want to handle, because these are all leftover pieces here. It's just like right here.
You can cut them as you go. You can sew them up.
Yeah, exactly. Or cut them as you go. These are 2. Now, these long pieces of strips here, these are not 1.5. So I would put these in my crumb pile because they're because they're
The
1 inch. So by
Yeah,
the time you sew them down, they'll only be a 1/2 inch. So I will put these in the crumb for the crumb pile.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Says, okay, Rita says she has her stomping shoes. It's not on. Trolls get barefoot, heat stamped.
See, I knew she'd step up to the plate. All right, I am going to show you 2 ways of trimming down. I need to find a 1/2 square triangle that's not 1.5. Let me see here. Nope, this isn't. Okay, good. All right. I don't know if that's going to be, it might not be light enough to see. Let me see if this one is, because this might be easier to see. It is. Okay. All right, we got this one, and then we'll pull one of these off. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. Look what I've been doing. I've been air sewing.
Oh, not fun.
Started right there. I lost to the bobbin chicken. That's okay. We're not going to get distracted here. I'll just set these aside and deal with them in a few minutes because I need to wind a bobbin because I hadn't got around to winding bobbins. All right, so I'm going to take one of these off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spotlight so you can see what I'm doing on trimming these down. For those of you that, I know a lot of you already know how to do this, but there might be someone in here that doesn't know how to do that. So let's do that. Let's show you. Okay, let me spotlight my work area.
Okay, you got it right this time, Kate.
Yep, I did. Okay, so I'm just going to use my creative grids. This one just happens to be a 4.5. If you have a smaller one and you feel trusting enough with your rotary cutter to be cutting smaller blocks with a smaller one, go for it. I, however, don't. So, because I'm worried I'm going to chop off my finger. I need this board because see my cutting mats are turning in, they're like dying. So let's put this mat on here so it's not such a problem. Hold on a minute, you guys. I got to rearrange things a little bit. All right. Okay. Can everybody see this okay? Let me know if you can see this block okay. Everybody see this? Say yes or no. Because I can try to get, the phone's very touchy, but I might could try to zoom in more, or at least try.
Good,
Let me know if you can see this okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't see the block you're going to trim down.
Yeah, it's right here on the mat.
Okay. Yes, you can see it. I
Okay.
think. I hope.
I hope everyone, yeah, let me know if you can see it okay, because if not, then I'll try to zoom in without knocking the phone off the Zoom. Okay, they're saying yes. All right, so what you want to do is have your diagonal going to the right, because on your ruler here is a diagonal. Yeah, wait. Yeah, diagonal line. And what you're going to do is you're going to lay it on top of this 1/2 square triangle. And this is a very wonky one, and that's okay. If you have one that, because we're going to trim it down to 1.5 is what we're going to trim it down to. And what I'm going to do to start with is I'm just going to line it up with that diagonal line. I'm not going to worry about down up here, and I'm going to trim one side first. Okay, or 2 sides. So I'm going to take my rotary cutter, and I'm not lining it up because this is big enough for me to do what I need to do. And I'm going to trim off 2 sides. Okay. Now I have 2 straight edges, which is what you needed. Then you're going to take this ruler, line it back up with the vertical, diagonal, sorry. I don't know why I do that. Then what you're going to do is make sure when you line up the diagonal, you want to line it up on the diagonal and you want to line it up on 1.5. So pull the ruler till you see that everything's in alignment with the left edge, the bottom edge, and the diagonal here. And when you get it all lined up, then you trim. And you know how this looked like a wonky little half square triangle? Well, no more wonky. And there you have, that's one way of doing it, by using just a standard ruler here. And the bigger the half triangle, the bigger the ruler you're going to need. This can do all the way up to, you know, a 4.5. Okay, now you can also trim this way without opening it yet. And this is the quilt, like I said, this is a Quilt in the Day triangle square up ruler. And this is a 6.5 ruler, so it can do all the way up to a 6.5. And what I'm going to do is I need to turn this over because I can see this side better. And because we're making 1.5 inch half square triangles, I'm going to line this 1.5 here on my seam allowance. And yes, there's a bunch of waste right here, but we're messing around with scratch, so it really doesn't matter. You know, and I might, this right here, if I could get this over here enough, let me see where yeah, I've got to be careful because that other side was smaller. See, this is smaller. I'll turn it back over so you can see that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and line it up here on 1.5 on the seam allowance, trim this side first, and then I'm going to come over here and trim this side. Now, this probably could be used in the crumb if you were doing 1/8 stitching or something. Some people like to play with smaller stitches or smaller pieces like this, but if you don't, then put it in your scrap pile. I have a scrap pile going on right now of small pieces like this that's going to go into a bed for Nora. All right. Now I'll show you what this looks like. Now you're going to open it up, and then I'll go ahead and trim the ears off. With my scissors. And then I like to have, because we're working with such small pieces, I am going to be pressing my seam open on this and use my little trusty seam roller to start with. And then I'll show you that this is the same size, you know, because because I trimmed it different, some people are like, well, that will look, they won't be the same size. But as you can see, they are the same size, trimmed in 2 different ways. Did everybody see what I did? Let me know in the chat.
It was a good demonstration.
Thank you. Let me see what I missed in the chat. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to cut some 1.5 inch square triangles, 1.5 inch squares, 1.5 by 2.5. And I think today we're going to do something interesting. So last time we did a friendship right here, and the time before we did an hourglass. So I think what I want to do is let's see what we can come up with, but I need to cut some stuff first. So let's go ahead and get a few things cut and trimmed. I want to get several of these half square triangles trimmed down, and some squares and rectangles. And yes, it doesn't look like I'm prepared. I intentionally did this so you could see what I'm doing. We're going to do this together. When you're cutting your scraps, I'm going to be cutting my scraps. And let me unspotlight myself. There we go. Okay. So just make you several pieces of everything, and then I'll tell you how we're going to lay it out when I get it done. So let's go ahead and start with that first. So let's get these trimmed down. What did I do with my ruler? Rita says, yes, line up with vertical and cut in half. Then you get to stomp feet and stuff. You're so funny, Rita. Oh, you're funny. All right. Rita says, wait, Donna, hey, Donna, cannot see what you're talking about. Different screen. You might have to either reload your screen or I don't know. Are you on your phone or are you on a computer or a tablet? Let us know, Donna.
Yeah, Lynn, that's true.
What now?
Lynn says it's she could see your demo real good, and it certainly helps to have a great cutting mat and ruler.
Yeah,
Makes
definitely.
a
The
difference.
mat that I put over the top of the other one is worn out. All of my mats are worn out. So I'm hoping I can find a big mat in Denmark that's imperial. If not, then I talked to Melanie and I told Melanie, I said, I'm going to order a big one because I need a 36 by 24 because my 36 by 24 has had it. You know,
Yeah.
my 24 by 36 is 10 years old. I've been using it all that time and you can see the wear and tear on it now. I have black spots where the thread's all up in between stuff. It looks like black thread when I don't know why it looks black, but it does.
Well, did you ever use black batting?
No, but I've used blue fabric, dark blue. It's
Yeah.
probably navy blue is what it is.
Yeah, threads.
I haven't sewn any black on anything.
Yeah, threads get caught.
Yeah, so it's a hot mess.
Di from Sister Chicks, I saw her this last week, and she says, when you're using your cutting mat, go ahead and turn your fabrics different directions to cut. But you use your, you're going to use one to square it up, but then you can turn it so it's never the same cut over and over.
Yeah. And I got to learn not to cut in the same spot because I noticed sitting here at the desk, because used to be before I got kicked, before what happened in the craft room, I would stand up and I wasn't always using the same spot on the mat. Sitting here on this desk, I'm always in the same spot because of the limited space I have on this desk.
Yeah.
And really the only thing as far as the measurements and stuff on here, I only use the straight lines to line everything up. I use my ruler to do the actual measuring,
which is good because a ruler is, what do I want to say? It's done accurately. A mat can change. They can change the size because of their stamped, I guess we would say.
I think the rulers are definitely more accurate. I mean, there's nothing inaccurate about this either, but it gives you a nice straight line, and that's what you need when you're cutting like yardage or fat quarters or layer cakes, because they're all big pieces that you can use a longer ruler on.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use that one right now. What did I do with the rest of those that I just sewed? Now, what did I do with them?
Giovanna wants to know if you have tried putting it in hot water and using a hard brush to clean it.
What kind of brush?
A hard one.
No, I haven't tried that. I thought a while ago when I was doing Sew Sampler, I thought I had gotten one of those things where you scrub your mat, but I think it got sucked out the window when the window got broken.
You know what? It'd work as a vegetable brush if you have it.
Is the vegetable brush the same thing I sometimes wash dishes with too?
Yeah.
It's a stiff brush.
Like that, like a what do you call it? Like this nylon.
Yeah, the nylon ones. Yeah.
I think
it could. Well, I'll try that and see if that don't help.
See if it takes any fibers up. That might help it.
Rita said she tried hot water and it never worked for her.
Yep, hot water is normally if you have a warped mat. You can. I have a warped mat, but I just use it.
You know why my big one is warped? Because Nikolai set his laptop on it and left it on there.
I actually did the same thing, and that's what happened.
You can't undo it after that.
No.
Someone said something about sticking it in a freezer, and I'm like, I don't have a freezer big enough. That mat is 24 by 34 or 36, something like that. So that will never work. A brass brush, says Giovanna.
Yes, that would work.
So I should go to the hardware store and see what I can find in there, maybe.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just trimming down these triangles because we're going to be using some. I'm also going to probably cut some half triangles to do another one of those. I can't, are they, I don't know what you call them. Are they quarter triangle blocks? Is that what you call them? Is there a
half square quarter triangle?
Yeah, half square quarters because
Yeah.
I'll be incorporating them here and there too.
I did that on one of the blocks.
Now this piece right here, there's enough here to play. This turquoise, there's enough right here to play with. So I'm gonna put that over in my little pile for crumbs. We're not looking for, and the other thing I want to say to you guys about these scraps, we're not looking for perfection here.
I'll do it later.
Just be consistent with what you're doing and it will all work out in the end. It may look like I'm being perfect, but I'm not. Because when you start sewing these, you'll say, well, wait a minute. I know I had a perfect square. It was all cut properly. It wasn't wonky. But when you start sewing them in, because they're so small, you start sewing in here, it'll look wonky sometimes, but just ignore it. Because once you start adding and adding and adding, that wonkiness disappears.
Okay, I'll show a little improv block. I'm doing a bunch of different ones, but I want to do yours, Katie. I have to get the directions. There's two of your quilts I want to do.
The other one's finished now. I just got to get Andrea. Tomorrow I got to give her all the measurements so that I need to take it down to the soccer field and take a picture of it.
Yeah, you know how you have 1.5 inch little blocks?
Yep. Yeah. See?
Yeah, I kind of did like just now these are different sizes. That's the thing. And I'm sewing my little triangles together like Katy said.
Oh, look at that. That is pretty.
So I could use that in the block of the quilt that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is with it log happened.
Nice. See?
I can see these floating like little floating. Oh yeah. And then your bigger ones. You just go. I mean, Katy came up with a great idea because we all were having cutoffs and it's like, okay, I'm not sure what I want to do with these or what I can do with them.
Yeah.
So you just start playing, yes.
And the more you play around, the better. You know, because this is how creativity happens. Suddenly your brain goes, ding, ding, ding. Oh, I like that, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to have it planned out, you know. You can figure it out at the end if you want to put them all together. Sashing, whatever, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm not sure. I haven't made a decision on whether I want to use long strip. If I do put sashing on this, it's not going to be a background sashing. It's going to actually be a scrap piece of fabric going in between two blocks if I choose to do that. I haven't made a decision on that yet. So keep that in mind. Now, if you want to use sashing so you can separate it. Okay, let me put this out there.
Take me off the spotlight.
Sorry. Some might have trouble like sewing, and yes, I know these are not the same size. I'm just trying to make a point here. Some might have difficulty joining these blocks because there's no stoppage of color. And I can understand that because it's scary. But if you really can't bring yourself to do this, you can put sashing in between. You can either but I want you to use scraps. I don't want you cutting yardage or anything. Find scraps that's long enough that you could put in between if you need to do that. And I'm almost positive everyone has leftover pieces of background.
Yes.
This is a piece of background. So go through your scrap pile and see all the background you got, because you can intermix this. The whole premise for this is not to think about what you're doing, and two, you can use both all these multiple colors plus background. So I never said that the background's out. I just don't want you cutting from yardage. Use what you have that's left over. And I sound like a little preacher girl right now.
Well, it's like we do save these things, and we think, I mean, you think over, some people might be able to come up with something immediately, and others, you know,
Yeah, it takes more time.
Take a couple of months of figuring it out.
You
know?
The biggest thing is I don't want you overthinking about it. That's the big thing. Don't think too much.
I haven't done this, but I forgot. You don't have to spotlight.
That's cute.
This was a foundation paper piece.
And see, that's leftover scraps from one, right?
Yeah, all scraps, and I used it, and then now I'm making the log cabin style block around it. So
there you have it. You can take those scraps and make a little house, stick it right in the middle of one of these.
Isn't that cute? Wouldn't that be adorable?
Yes. Put a house right in the middle of it, you know? Hey, Andy. Hey, I sent you a link in case you wanted to come chill with us for a bit, since you've been having a rough time of it. What, Patrice said something? Hang on. Let me see what's going on here. No one responds to my comments, chat, or panel members. Let me back scroll and see what it is. I see test. I must have missed something she said up here. So let me back scroll and see what I missed.
She was up earlier there.
Yeah, she says, ugh, there. I see that. Uh-oh, I must have missed something she said. So let me back
scroll. You're important. You're very important to us.
Patrice says, so yeah, has every size mat now. Yeah, but I can't afford the shipping from So Yeah. Rita says, Katie, those mats work great for making a mouse pad, or they also work for putting in the bottom of a shopping.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when you said that.
Great idea. Let me see what else Patrice said. Make sure I didn't miss something else. Sorry, Patrice, I didn't see that comment, but it was in between cutting too.
I'll try to watch and keep an eye on it when you're busy doing something.
Yeah, when I'm cutting, I'm not seeing
it. Yeah, I'll watch it instead of being me doing something too. So
yeah, we see you, Patrice. I'm so sorry. I wasn't deliberately ignoring you. I didn't see your comment. I am very sorry about that. And you're sorry I'm doing yard work now and cooking dinner. It's okay. I just was letting the door was open. You don't have to apologize for anything. I was just sending you a message saying, hey, you can come if you want. I've been watching her replays for the last week because I got behind on, I haven't been able to attend a live in the last week.
I know.
I had stuff going on, too close to my trip now. And you know what I was doing at 4 o'clock this morning? After I got off of the other live.
Yeah.
I was going through my email because I realized I saw an email from the Airbnb in Beloon, and I got to thinking, you know what? I haven't seen an email from the one for Fano. So I go and I put a search because I used booking.com for that particular, for 2 of the Airbnbs. I used booking.com. Oh my God, there was an email telling me it was time to pay on the Airbnb in Fano. Ooh. And it's the second notice. And I'm like, oh crap. So at 4 o'clock this morning, I'm moving money and paying for the Airbnb. And then I went ahead and found the rental car too and paid for that. So we only have one Airbnb left to pay for, and I'll pay for that probably about a week before we get there.
Unless you get an email, huh?
Andy, will you be live later? Giovanna wants to know. And Catrice says, it's okay. I just was thinking no one saw my messages.
That's okay.
Okay.
Let us
Yeah.
know.
I'm glad you said something because I wouldn't have realized that you were. I'm trying never to ignore anyone. That's not my thing, ignoring people.
See, Katie, when she's doing it and doing her cutting and doing her explanation, my job is to watch the chat. and I may respond to you in the chat by typing in it so I don't interrupt Katie. But
that's what my purpose is for your lives, for Alice.
That's really what, right.
And it works out really good doing it like that.
Yes, it does.
What are we doing tomorrow?
We are we're finishing, we're gonna do you know, the triangle and the square type thingies, the templates, but we're gonna start the curved piecing.
Are we starting the curve tomorrow?
Yeah, but it's not our first block, and you may want to wait and see, because I'm gonna kind of show what I did, and everybody will have their own way of cutting them out. You know, you can pick your fabric if you want, but you may want to wait because yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
This blade must be fixing to start wearing out. Also, I wanted you to I wanted to mention this. If you have scraps that have directional on it, please do cut some squares and rectangles of those directionals, because they will be fun in these scrap blocks where you have directional that shows up, because it creates movement. And it's great to stick directional in here just because of the movement. So don't be flashing them aside. Oh, it's too busy. No, it won't be. I promise you it won't be. And I also have to get Andrea measurements and a picture tomorrow. 2 pictures, actually.
I hope you have a piece of paper and a notebook beside you for making a list of what you got to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I do.
That's what I have to do, you know. Otherwise, it's like, if it's in my brain, I better get it on paper.
Yep. And yesterday, I don't know what was wrong with me yesterday. My God, I couldn't remember my first name. I'm just kidding about the first name thing, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't know what the deal was yesterday. It was like I could not function properly. It was so weird. And it was irritating me every time I would go to say something, and then the whole idea completely blowed out of my, went away. Giovanna says, and it makes an I Spy block. Yeah. Will Alice's stream be on tomorrow? Yes. 3:30, right? Eastern?
Yes. We are going to be on tomorrow. The following week, which is Father's Day, we are not going to be, because my sister's here, going to be here from Iowa, and it is Father's Day, and we're having a picnic type thing. But then after that, I'll be back on schedule. But
Katie's going to be in Denmark.
But you know what? We'll either still have been doing our curved piecing, or we will have started usable, because we're gonna.
So if you're gonna be live, well, we'll be flying on that Sunday, so we won't arrive into Denmark until 9:30 Denmark time. So that would be 8, 7, 6, 5. It'll be right as you're going live. So maybe when we get checked into the hotel, I might be able to hop on and at least say hi.
Okay, but remember, you're on vacay.
No, I'm not supposed to be worrying about everybody else.
Right. It'll be okay. I want you to enjoy yourself.
I'm so excited. This is a much needed mental break from everything, you know? Yes, I'm still gonna make videos and stuff, but you know what I mean. I'm not gonna be, I won't, I tell you what I think I will be like, I miss my sewing machine.
Oh, yes. I'm thinking, what am I going to do? My
I'm gonna
sister
take crochet with me, I think.
she doesn't sew. What am I going to do?
Yep.
Got to get up early in the morning, get my fix, and then why she takes a long time getting herself ready and all that. That's when I'll sew.
If she's not a morning person, that's a reprieve for you.
I think she is too. She's not late night either, but if she gets up early enough, I can get up. I'll set my alarm and I'll come up here for a couple hours.
Why does that not look right? It's right. It just didn't look right. So I'm cutting is what I'm doing right now, you guys. So if you're not cutting, you need to be cutting. Cut, cut, cut. Did you see, Rita? But Katie, how am I going to exist without seeing your live? Well, I can tell you I definitely will be live on Thursday of the following week because we're 6 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time. There's no way we're going to be wandering around Denmark at 10:30 in the morning or 10:30 at night because Nikolai's going to want to go to sleep. Because, you know, the education is long and grueling. And it's 4 days straight of that. So he gets up at so early in the morning, and then he won't come back to, or I will go pick him up around, I think, usually they finish around 4 or 5, I think. Something like that. So I have all that time to myself, and I'm going to be wandering around in Fano, filming and looking for things. And I need to see if I can make me a hair appointment there, unless of course they're way booked up. And if I can't make a hair appointment there, I'm going to call the Ellsworth Center and see if they still have hairstylists there. And if they do, I'm going to go get my hair done. And when I come back, I'm gonna have purple hair, I hope. Because that's my goal. Turn all my white purple.
You gotta do it.
Because it'll be the first time what do you call it when you were teenagers, you were acting out when you did something to your hair like that.
You're rebelling.
I'm rebelling, that's right. I'm gonna get that out of my system because I've never done it. I'm like, I don't care if I'm 64 years old. I'm going to do it anyway. And I've always wanted to have either purple or turquoise, you know? Purple would be cool with my white hair.
I think it's going to really be purple. Are you going to go with like a purple or a plum purple or?
I guess what I'll have to do is find out what they can do because I have red hints in my hair and we got to be careful of that. Make sure whatever dye they use doesn't have red in it because it will enhance my red.
They can use a toner.
Yeah.
They don't have to bleach it up. You're not going to get the rest of it.
Yeah. With my white hair, they shouldn't have to bleach it, right?
No, not if you don't want them to. You can just tell them, hey, you could have them this would be cool. Black cherry for your have them it would be expensive though. Have them frost it to where it's black cherry in here. So they could put a black cherry in without highlighting it. Yeah. And then your violet or your purple.
Where all the white is at, yeah. Because I want them to leave the natural hair color alone if they can.
Okay.
But my goal is to color all because I look like Robbie Raccoon right now. I have this dark streak here and a dark streak me, and the rest of it looks like I'm bald headed on the front.
Dark or light purple? Giovanna wants to know.
what was it? I don't know yet, Giovanna, until I see what hues and tints they have of purple when I go. Whatever one I choose, you're going to be able to see it the minute you see me on a video. She's like, oh, she went and did it.
Well, she said, Rita says, then fixing to turn ends bright blue. Are you, Rita, going to? And Crafter Witch, Andy says that she did her hair purple after she quit being a manager.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I don't know how my boss is going to react to me having hair like that, but hey, my hair.
Can you get Kool-Aid?
No.
No powdered.
We do not have Kool-Aid here.
Because of Jim Jones.
Huh?
I said because
I know who Jim Jones is, but yeah. I'm like, what is that? It must be a joke.
Yeah, I'm joking. The Kool-Aid, Mona says, and it's true, you can tint your hair with the Kool-Aid and it'll just rinse out. It'll rinse out over time.
Interesting. Yeah, we don't have Kool-Aid here. Believe me, I looked.
No powdered drinks that you can in any colors?
No.
You need to open up a retail store there. Give them all the things that they can't. Of course, they never grew up with it. They probably wouldn't like it.
You can't miss what you've never had. You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why when I first moved here and I told Nikolai, I said, you know what? I'm a very spoiled American girl, and I didn't realize how spoiled I was until I moved here. And then it's like, it was, and adjusting to that, but people can adjust to any kind of lifestyle if they just allow their mind to be open enough for it. Do I still miss tons of things? Of course I do. And sometimes I get people to send me, I'll buy a bunch of stuff. Like I send stuff to Melanie, and I'll order stuff and she'll put it in my box and send it to me because I'm like, I want some.
Yeah.
It hadn't occurred to me to get Kool-Aid.
Yeah. Well, that is,
but I would rather a professional do my hair and me not do it, because when it comes to my hair, I am a messy little girl.
But if you wanted Kool-Aid to drink.
Yep. I don't know how it would taste with stevia.
Oh, they don't have sugar there?
No, they got sugar, but I'm not drinking sugar.
Do you like stevia?
Yeah, I can deal with stevia, no problem at all.
I think it'd be okay. It's yeah, if you like the taste of it.
Yeah, I don't drink processed sugar.
Of course, it's not giving you nothing. It probably has some. It's probably not good for you.
Well, here's with stevia. Stevia does not trigger my insulin. I've done a blood test for that. And I was drinking Crystal Light when I first moved here, and I was getting it sent to me. And then when I started on keto, you need to find out what triggers insulin that you're drinking, because some of the fake sugars there's like hundreds of different kinds of processed sugars. And when you read the label on the back of the Crystal Light, there's no calories, but it uses 2 or 3 different kinds of sugars. And so I got me a glucose meter to test it. Sure enough, the Crystal Light was triggering my insulin, but stevia doesn't.
Well, it's a natural plant. Well,
Yeah.
sugar is too, but it's processed.
And you know what else doesn't trigger my insulin? Is Coke Zero doesn't. So whatever they're using in that doesn't trigger it either.
I don't drink any carbonated beverages
I
anymore.
love carbonated drinks. That's my, what do you call it? Guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
It was hard enough. I gave up sugary Coke in 2019, and I haven't touched a sugar drink since. So I'm very proud of myself for that. because I'm not a diabetic, but I'm pretty sure I'm insulin resistant.
Yeah,
I don't see how I'm not a diabetic with this weight, but I'm not, and I'm thankful for that.
well,
You know,
you
my
don't,
mom and dad didn't have diabetes either.
that makes a difference too.
Yeah. You know, despite being, you know, overweight people, they just didn't have that. Okay, what are we missing in the chat?
Well, okay. Ooh, Raven says blueberry raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid, but uses less sugar. It's yummy.
Happy's here. She says, I like monk fruit. You know what? I want to try monk fruit because that's supposed to be another one that won't trigger insulin. So I need to get me some. Maybe I can find some monk fruit in Denmark. If not, I'll order some and send it to Melanie, and Melanie can put it in my box.
Yeah, I agree with you. Kool-Aid tastes like flavored water. and if you and to get it to taste like anything, you got to add tons of sugar or sweetener. So
you know what used to blow my mind? My mom always brewed iced tea. Now I do have Melanie's been sending me tea because when I get back from Denmark, I'm going to come off the carbonated for a while and switch to brewed iced tea and use stevia to sweeten it with. And when mom was making tea when we were kids, she would make a gallon at a time and put 2 cups of sugar in it.
I know.
I told her one day, I said, Mom, how do you make it so sweet? Because I couldn't stand it that sweet. So you know what I would do? I'd fill my cup half full
and add
water and ice to it because I couldn't deal with it being that sweet.
Yep.
I'm like, your tea can get up and walk off by itself. It's so sweet.
Let me see. Somebody says, oh, Giovanna wanted to know. Giovanna, the Kool-Aid isn't banned in Greenland. They just don't carry it. Was kind of
I don't know. I don't know that it's banned. I never said that. I just said they don't have it.
They banned it.
And they probably won't, you know.
Yeah, the chemicals aren't good for you in it. I haven't ever tasted the blue raspberry lemonade well,
that sounds interesting.
Hey, I have a thought for you, Katie.
Sure.
You can get fruit, right?
Yes.
Get when you go back to your water, you could do one of 2 things. Infuse it with the fruit, like like people put lemon or lime in it, but you could put strawberry or whatever you wanted to in it.
I wonder if you could put raspberries in it.
Yes. And can you get carbonated like soda water there or like soda?
I don't know the answer to that.
You get club soda, then you got you're trying to go off the carbonation though.
Yeah, I was going to come off the carbonation and drink unsweet brewed tea because I ordered caffeine free because I noticed with the ones with the caffeine in it, it's the weirdest thing. The caffeine one makes my knees hurt, but the decaffeinated one doesn't. And I don't understand why that is.
Happy's in here.
I saw Happy's here.
She says it tastes like Kool-Aid tastes like childhood. And you know what kind of what water I like to drink? They have what they call hint, and it's water, but it's infused with fruit, no chemicals, 0 calories, 0 sugar. That's good.
Yeah. The obesity in the world is because of processed sugar. Because the manufacturers put sugar in everything. Plus, you see chefs and cooking shows sticking sugar in everything. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Then they want to know why everybody looks the way they look.
Yeah, you know, it would be good. You could for your water to add lemon and orange slices.
Mm-hmm. I
You
was
get
wondering about orange slices. I will have to be mindful of oranges though. Because when I get back, I'm going to completely switch over to keto. And when I do that, that means the only fruit I can eat is berries. Everything else has to go. Bye-bye.
raspberries, blueberry.
Yep, raspberry, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, any kind of berry you can have.
Now, you don't have diverticulitis or anything like that. No problem with that.
No, I just have a slow digestive tract. That's all.
Okay, because the berries with seeds in them can inflame your.
Yeah. And I can also on keto, you can also have pecans, and I wish they weren't so expensive. You know, the first time I bought a bag of macadamia nuts, I couldn't decide whether I even liked them to start with. And so they sat in a container in the cold room for about 3 months. And finally, I'm like, let's go try again. So I went and tried again. And come to find out, it wasn't as yucky as I thought it was. And all right, I'm almost thinking I'm getting close enough. We can start making something too. I kind of so when I took a couple more bites, I start trying just like take one, you know, eat one day and eat one the next day. And finally I got adjusted to the taste of it. Turns out I actually like them, but they are so expensive. But they're great for keto because it has natural fats in it, which is part of the keto way of eating. And you don't have to eat but like 3 or 4 of them, and you get your percentage of fat that day. Because see, I don't like avocado because avocado's on that list. Can't stand the taste of avocado. So
And it's not nothing. I think it's the texture for me.
I think it's the texture too.
It's really good for you.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not. I just can't deal with the taste of it.
Yeah, Rita says makes her own infused water by using cucumber slices, mangoes, oranges with a mint leaf, and let it set overnight in the refrigerator. It makes me want some, girl.
So Rita, how do you make it? Do you make it by the gallon, or how do you make it? And when you do, what percentage of fruit are you infusing with it? Because maybe then I can figure out what the carb content would be to infuse with. Maybe the carbs would be low enough, because I'm going to put my carb grams down around 50 grams. I could do 20, but I don't want to do 20 because, oh my Lord, that's so restrictive.
Yeah. Start out slow.
Yeah. All right, let's see what we can create with this hot mess of stuff. I know one thing, I'm going to pull out these little red and white ones because we're going to play with those a little bit. And I'm going to set them.
Yeah. Patrice says that Grandma's Crochet Corner channel is keto and talks a lot about it with a keto panel community. Oh,
okay. Grandma's Crochet Corner.
Yeah, and I know Jason's keto.
Yeah, I watched Jason's stuff.
But this sounds interesting.
It does. Grandma's Crochet Corner. Okay, got it written down so I could visit it later. Okay. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, those of you who are channel creators, don't forget to share your channel, please. Denise says she likes avocados. She says, avocados. Yeah, I just can't stand the taste of. But the weird thing is I'll eat it in spinach dip. I don't understand that. She
Okay.
says, I have a glass jar that is 1 quart, 1 large orange slice, 1 mango sliced, and a sliced cucumber, and then 1 mint leaf.
Yeah.
I don't know. Read it. Filled with water. Okay.
Oh, yeah. And fill the quart size with water and put it in the refrigerator overnight. And it'll infuse, even if you probably can put a lid on it. You don't have to, but
yeah,
really sounds refreshing.
Definitely.
I'm gonna write that down.
I don't know the answer to your question, Denise. I haven't talked to Teresa today.
Let me see.
She's got a message for me, wait, I take that back. She did message me to tell me she'd be a little late because she's um helping an injured baby robin. Something happened to a baby robin. And that's the last time I heard from her. So whenever she comes in, we'll ask how her family member's doing. Okay, we're gonna put this in here. We got some. I'm definitely gonna need to cut some more squares and stuff, but we'll get started with this at least. We can use all the. Yep. All right. Let's see here. Let's couple of those. I still feel like I need to make some more squares so that I can really build out on this. All right. So let's put all this in here. Let me see if I can find some pieces of scrap here I can cut from.
I'm writing down Rita's recipe. I think my sister would like that.
Yeah. Oh, here's some pieces I can use right here. And put that in that pile.
Okay, we're good.
I don't know if that might be wide enough. There's some. Ooh, we got all kinds of things to play with right here.
Oh, William said,
hi, William.
good morning.
You bright-eyed and bushy-tailed yet? All right, I think I got some more stuff pulled out of here that I can actually chop on. Let's get some yellow cut, and I have some purple and blues because I need some more squares. And I think I'm doing pretty good on the rectangle and the half square triangle department. So let's cut a few more of these, and then we're going to start sewing something. So who in the channel is cutting right now the directions I gave for Katy Says? Katy Says, make sure you got everything cut, just quite a few, and then we're going to start building out with it.
Do you have it written down yet?
No. No, nothing to it. What you need is you need lots of 1.5 inch squares, lots of 1.5 by 2.5, and lots of 1.5 inch half square triangles, which you should have as stitch and flips in your stuff.
Yeah. And I have those size. I've been trimming. I did make a cup and started.
Yeah. So you're just trimming down your half square triangles if they're too big.
Yeah.
And that's why I showed you how to do that. And we're going to start building out here directly. Giovanna says she grew up eating avocados. They had 5 trees in their garden. Wow. I didn't grow up eating avocados. I don't know why my mom, it's kind of weird. There was so many things that I don't remember my mom ever using, and avocados was one of them. Maybe they were expensive or something. And the other thing was she never made brisket.
Oh, well, that might have been expensive.
And I think maybe it was because it was expensive back in the day.
Yeah. And it wasn't a common,
yeah, Southern thing.
Yeah, you ate a lot of the other, brisket maybe being cut was a more expensive cut.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And when you're feeding a family of 6, yeah.
Teresa in the chat saying hello.
Hi, Teresa. Denise says, do you have a sample of what you're sewing?
Yeah,
well, yeah, I have 2 samples, and both of them are different. And the one we're going to do tonight is going to be different. So you'll have to follow along to see what happens with this. And then I need to start posting pictures of all this and writing. I will take the time to write out each of these blocks what you need. This one's not 6.5 yet. I gotta finish adding to it to make, because I'm going to try to make all of them around 6.5 or close to it. But I will write, you need this many, row 1 is 2 1.5 sewed together, plus a 2.5 sewed together, plus a 1.5 half square triangle. I will take care of all that. I just haven't had time with trying to get Katie's Creative Chaos finished, and we got row number 4 on, by the way.
Wow.
I did that last night in the lives. Or yeah, from my live to the next live anyway. So I'm going to add 1 more row, and I think I'm going to stop and leave it as a twin size. We need some brightness in here. Let's get me some yellow in here involved.
Yeah, I gave up carbs like the Coke and the drinks probably 10 years ago.
Who did? You?
Yeah. And I don't drink anything carbonated.
I love the carbonated Coke. And it's only Coke, the flavor of Coke, that I don't know what it is about it.
It's got opium in it.
No, it doesn't.
It did. When the first recipe did.
I think it's the way it tastes
for medicinal purposes.
Yeah. I think it's the way it interacts on my tongue is what I think it is. And I know that sounds like a strange comment, but I can't explain it any other way other than to say that when I have it in my mouth and going down my throat, it feels good to me.
It might be good because your sinuses and all that.
Could be. Because a lot of times when it goes down my throat, it's like, oh, that feels good. Because I have all that junk in the back of my throat.
It probably clears your throat.
But every so often, like today, I'm drinking water. I'm not drinking Coke Zero today. It's hard for me to stay on water because it's so boring.
Bring back the original recipe for Coke. Mona says. Yeah, we went on a tour, found out all about it in Atlanta. It was interesting. Saw the factory where they had started. It was a pharmacist that had come up with the formula, and they did it for medicinal purposes at first.
The carbonateds help our bones. Strange but true, says Giovanna. Oh, I didn't know that. Bring back the original recipe, says Mona. I prefer water to sugar-free. Yeah,
Giovanna, I just have to add. Have you ever poured Coke over a copper penny that was all tarnished, or over it takes battery acids off your battery cable?
Yeah, I've heard all that. It's because it's the carbon in it. But we are carbon units, so think of that.
I'm giving you a hard time there, Giovanna.
I know you are. And that little comment's just gonna make me dig my heels in.
I'm just having fun. That's all.
I know you are, and I'm glad we're having fun with this.
Oh, I loved it. You know, I have to agree with you that if you do give up something that's carbonated or something like that, you have to have something else that you can. I couldn't just go and enjoy a plain water.
Yeah, it's
I
the only time that I really enjoy plain water is when we go out in the middle of nowhere down here and we drink straight from the fresh water sources.
Oh, yes, that's so
The
pure.
water is like drinking spring water. It's so, there's just something about it. It's invigorating, actually. Because we just take us a water bottle, empty, both of us will take a water bottle empty, and we'll go fill it up from one of the streams.
That's nice.
And while we're out hiking, we're drinking from it.
Probably all the minerals that you get from that.
Yep. Because the water is actually filtered by as it runs down the mountain through the rocks and everything. All those rocks and stuff filter that water.
And there's minerals in there.
Yep. Sometimes it depends on where we're at. Every now and then there'll be one area we're at and it tastes a little bit different. And I think it's because maybe the rock is a little bit different there.
You're funny. Giovanna says that our stomachs, she's right. Our stomachs has acids that's stronger than that.
Yeah, exactly.
She's right.
Guess who else loves Diet Coke? The internet says he drinks about a dozen cans a day. I don't know. Unless you're about to bring up a sore subject.
Oh, Mona, poor aunt. She got her aunt got. I'm over
Diet Coke and Coke Zero are two entirely different drinks. I can't stand Diet Coke.
Got in a system in the sink so that when we get water, we use it. Yes.
How long have we been live now?
Since 4:35.
Oh, I need to know how long.
It's 4 hour and 40 minutes.
Yep, it's about time we start sewing here in a minute.
Okay.
At least get started before someone gets bored.
Dozen cans a day. I would have said Ozzy Osbourne at one time, or it who is the other guy that is a rock singer that from Kiss?
Oh, Gene Simmons?
Yeah, maybe it's him. Of course, he's probably more healthy. Thought. Am I close? Denise, am I close?
No, I think she's talking about the person who's got the whole world in chaos.
Oh, okay.
Our French fried McDonald's lover.
Okay.
And I don't want to talk about him because he just makes me sick to my stomach.
You are not boring. Nina.
Nina, thank you. I know it's taken me a little bit, but I told you I was going to do this in front of you so you could see how I think when I'm doing this kind of thing. And you may not even understand why I do it this way. This is how sometimes I just do it. Just decide I'm going to plunder through something and cut, and then start sewing until I figure out what I want it to look like.
If you guys see me turning, I have my phone here on my table, so I can see the chat. I can see the chat from the television too if I'd watch it.
Okay.
But Okay. No.
Giovanna says she is with me. I don't want to talk about it because I will just get all bent out of shape, and we don't want. I am in a really good mood today, and I don't want it being ruined. I'm in a good mood for a change, and I actually don't feel foggy like I did yesterday. Oh, yesterday I couldn't even think straight. It's like something was wrong with me. I think it was because I might not have got up on the right side of the bed yesterday. Oh, goodness. I just crack myself up sometimes.
I did try stevia before. My mom and dad would use it, and I just couldn't get used to the taste. She even would use, she changed, and I think it was too sweet.
Yeah,
I think
here's the deal with,
yeah. I don't think they know how to bring it back.
It has like it's super sweet, number one, and number two, it has a little bit of a bite to it, and your tongue eventually adjusts to the bite where you don't notice it anymore. But the biggest recommendation is make sure it's pure stevia, not any natural flavors added to it. I buy from one specific company because the only one that doesn't add anything additional to the stevia, and the other is you like this cup right here, you fill it, put ice in it, put unsweet tea in it, 3 drops. That's it. Because I don't like super sweet tea. And 3 drops gives just enough oomph to this to make me happy. But if you go and dunk a whole bunch of it in there, you're going to want to dump it out.
Yeah, you have to, I think if you're going to substitute it in your baking, you either have to know the conversion, and there has to be a conversion chart out there.
You use less of it because it's so strong.
Yeah, and you have to really back it off.
But I saw a lot of people like to bake with monk fruit too, so I need to test run that and see what it tastes like.
And I don't know if I've ever I think I have, but I don't. No, I don't think
it's worth seeing what it tastes like. I mean, or find something that monk fruit was used to sweeten it with and see what it tastes like.
Hey, Jess is in. She's still at work.
Hi, Jess. I figured you were still at work.
She says, don't tell anybody. Everyone
We're not going to, our lips are sealed. All right, we're about to get started on this. So I'm cutting 2 more of these. Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to need to change this blade.
That's true, Mona. We have one life. And when you get to, we try to watch things and be careful, but you got to enjoy your.
Yep.
Enjoy
you
what
cut
you
off
put
everything.
Yeah, you have to enjoy something that, if you're, if it's one thing, if it's in food or a drink or something, as long as you are careful. And
so I'm one of these people. I'm not a strong sugar eater. I mean, and what I mean by that is when I was raising my kids, I didn't have pies and cakes sitting out every daggum day of their life. That's not how I did it. I would splurge for Thanksgiving, and every Thanksgiving I made 2 pumpkin pies, a cherry pie, an Italian cream cake, and cheesecake. And if I had time, I would make cookies. And then for Christmas, it would just be 1 or 2 sweets, and that was it. The rest of the year, other than their birthdays, I didn't bother.
Well, my mom loved baking, and she was good at it. Pies, bread, homemade bread. In fact, I have her recipe, which I have to make it while my sister's here. I says, I'm going to show you how to do her recipe for cinnamon rolls. And they said, because they said I was the only one that got close to it being like my mom's. I said, I know her secret. So, yeah. So, but you know, the thing is that that's something I haven't made in years because I don't eat the sweets.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have one.
And I know what it's due for me to do some baking. I just haven't been in the mood for some weird reason.
Well, it's when you're by yourself, you know, you're probably better off not to.
Yeah. Now I know that if I made it, my husband would be like happy as a, you know.
You could do what Rita does. Rita makes up pies and different things like that, or different sizes too, I think. And she puts them in the freezer, pulls them out when
That's
he
a good
wants
idea.
one. Yeah,
It's a
she does
great
a lot of
idea.
her pies and all that like that. Lettuce gravy. I've never heard of lettuce gravy, Mona.
Lettuce gravy? What is that? I thought I had another pink piece down here somewhere. Oh, right here. There you are. A long piece of it, actually. So I need pink down here. Okay.
Yes, lettuce in a gravy.
I have never heard of it.
I haven't either. John tried to make cabbage steaks, you know, where you take the head of cabbage and you slice it like it's
Mm-hmm.
this. It turned out. I think you know, if you order it in a restaurant, they know how just to do it, and I think it's good. But um,
Okay, for those who have been cutting, are you ready for Katy Says? Let me know because we're about to do something. Because I'm about to give you some instructions. Somehow that doesn't look like a pinwheel to me.
Rita, you could put anything in your body. Okay.
If we can just get Rita to be able to eat, that would be a wonderful thing.
She just probably doesn't have the appetite.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, okay. Now let's find out about the pork, the great lettuce gravy. Mona says that her grandma made it. She made gravy with bacon and pork fat, splash of vinegar. You put, oh, that sounds good. You put fried potato wedges and lettuce, pour gravy over it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now, like cabbage, it stays, or potato would. I wonder if you could use the cabbage. Cabbage probably wouldn't cook down as much. That's very different.
One, two, three, four. One more over here. Nope, not that one. That one's not talking to me. Let's try that one. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing.
You can put it down on you if you want. You can
Yeah, I'm
highlight
going to do
yourself.
that. Yeah, I'm going to do that in just a second. I'm going to put one of these.
Cabbage would, well, I would think that the lettuce would wilt, Mona.
So
You must put it in right at the end or something, huh? Or you put it in, you don't cook it, you must put it in and then pour the gravy over it and you eat it and you still get the crunch of the lettuce. That's what I would be thinking.
Okay, for row one, we'll be down here. I still got to add another row. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I still got to add some more. Hang on a second. I'm still finagling here. We'll put one here. And let's see here, we'll put this right here. And then I'm going to use a rectangle up or not. Put one up here. Let's see here. And then, so what I'm doing is I'm just going through picking stuff. Then here's one. We'll put this up here like that. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do another. Let's put this rectangle up here. And then we're going to do 2. Let me spotlight this so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Can everybody see this okay? I'm going to have to move it down because I need more space.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. You're still in frame too.
Okay.
Oh, I like that with the.
We're going to have a pinwheel right here. And you're going to have to be very careful when you're doing the pinwheel that you, I would suggest that you press the seams open for at least that part of it so that you can have the seams laying down better, because it's going to be a little crazy because it's so small. I'm using 1.5 inch half square triangles.
William's in here.
Hi, William. Did he sneak in here?
In the house.
Well, hello.
In the house.
William. Let's see here. Let's add another one. I think I'm gonna put another rectangle here. Now we got one more row to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
These camera angles are amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's because it's right here.
Hey, watch this. Wait, now it's not going to do it.
Mine is
It's
picking and choosing when it wants to zoom.
That's the only disadvantage I have currently with the way I got my setup is I don't have a way of zooming. If I touch the screen on my phone, my phone is super sensitive. It's really weird. And I know the phone was never meant to do what I'm doing with it, but yeah, sometimes I can get it to zoom in a little bit. Sometimes it won't do anything.
Yay, hello everybody. Hello.
Did you get enough sleep?
It's one of those relative things.
I knew you were going to use that word.
Relatively speaking, no.
Color.
I tried to go to bed at a decent time.
Well, that didn't happen, did it?
Well, I have to, I live in a house, so I'm like constantly cleaning my house.
Hey, Kevin, thank you for coming in. And let me share your channel real fast. All right, everybody, look at the screen. This is and yes, I know this looks like it's bigger than it's going to be, but it will turn out to be this size, 6.5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it's yeah. All right. So what Katy says for row 1, you start with a 1.5 by 2.5. And then next to that's going to be a 1.5 squared, a half square triangle 1.5, and a 1.5 inch square, and another 1.5 of a different color. Make sure you do each one of these are a different color. And then I'm gonna leave this for a couple minutes so you can get a good look at it. If you have a phone, you can actually take a picture of it if you want to do it like that so you can see it. Because I got some rectangles in here also. If you'll see up here on this row, there's a rectangle here and here and here. We also have half square triangles intermixed in here. And the rest of it's mostly squares of different colors. So that's what that block's going to look like when I start sewing it together. And what was I supposed to be doing outside of that?
Sewing it.
I don't know. I thought I was supposed to, I was going to say something. I forgot.
Oh, that is my new thing. I run in the house with a full head of steam and I forget why I walked in there.
Oh.
Yesterday was my weird day. I couldn't think straight. Oh, I was going to share Kevin's channel. That's what I was going to do.
We forget things because we get too many things on our mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I am worried about 50 things about my kid and did he do this or that? And and my kid thinks that there's a laundry service in my house.
Oh.
Did everybody screenshot this so that if when I start sewing, you won't get confused? Try to screenshot it or take a picture of it with your phone.
And he's a teenager, so he thinks I'm his magical laundry fairy.
Does he change clothes 3 times a day?
Yes, and my son is very athletic, and so his clothes are smucky.
What does smucky mean?
They reek. It's, you know.
Oh, gotcha.
He'll leave like sweated through clothes in his bathroom.
Aw.
Hey, Scrappy Crafter. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this sitting here, and you should be able to still see it, even though I haven't. I'm going to unscreenshot myself so you can see everybody else. I'm going to go ahead and start with row number 1, and I'm going to sew this square to this rectangle. I'll do this like in pairs. Then I'll sew this to this one. And then when I have both of these sewn together, we'll add this one to the end, and then we'll sew the whole row, and we'll get row 1 done first.
Yes, Raven, it's musty. Boy, smell drives me insane. I'm like wiping the walls in my house.
You know, my son, when he was young, he was excessively taking showers. It should drive me crazy. He says, I stink, Mom, so I'm going to take a shower. He'll take 4 a day, and I'm like, dude.
How old was he?
Yeah. He was between the ages of 8 to 13.
That's normal.
Yeah.
That's the age of self-discovery.
Apparently, because he was always taking showers.
That's what I was thinking too.
I told my son, you're lucky I have a good job. He leaves lights on. He does the same thing. He takes a million showers, but he works out a lot. So I'm like, go wash yourself.
Yeah.
But that's having a teenager. I was like that. I remember what it was to be young. So I try not to be too harsh.
Yeah.
Everything's overactive in your teenage body, you know?
Oh, yeah. And, everything's happening at once when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I have to wind a bobbin. I forgot that I was playing bobbin chicken here and lost.
So I'll be doing laundry until Monday.
Yeah, that's something I got to get done this week because, I'm going on a trip and I haven't even done laundry yet. And I understand that the dog crate has arrived here, but I haven't gotten a mail. So tomorrow I'm going to go down there and find out where my crate is.
Have you ever created Dora before?
That's why I need to get into the crate. I need to practice this week, all week crater. But she hasn't been in a crate since she was 5 months old.
You got to get your bribes ready.
Yep. Yeah. Because I know she is going to be cranky. Oh. And I had a brilliant idea. I forget we can use Benadryl with our dogs. So I'm probably going to give her a hit of Benadryl the day we're flying. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Give her a hit of that, on the day that we are going to fly.
You might want to take a hit too.
Sound like I'm running
Well, stock up on Coke. Huh. From our previous conversation.
Oh, something's wrong here. Why is this not? Oh my
But I
God.
have a question though, Katie. Like,
Sure.
I used to bring things back from other countries, and it was different than Europe than let's say if you went to Africa. Mexico actually had the harshest thing. Like I would buy all this stuff in Mexico, and half of it wouldn't be able to come back into America.
Really?
Oh, yeah,
When-
that sounds rather familiar.
So when you buy something and bring it back to Greenland, like could you bring Coca-Cola back to Greenland?
Yes. You know what else that I can bring back? And you're gonna be like, what? I could buy a bunch of plants and take it as a carry-on on the airplane with the plants sitting in the bag. They don't say anything.
Wow. Can't hear.
And I think it's because we're part of Denmark. Well, we're under the Danish or part of the Danish realm. And because, it's not like we can buy house plants from somewhere here,
All right, my state is really weird about non-indigenous plants.
Yeah. Now California, I get, and there's what in the
They literally will search you for seeds. Like, I'm not kidding. They do not want anything that doesn't grow here. They do not want it here.
Well, the thing is, William, that human beings sometimes. What is going on with my sewing machine? Oh, it would help if I turn the thing on. Oops. So let me tell you a little story about Florida. Some scientists or botanist scientists thought that they would be really cool if they brought kudzu to Florida to help stop erosion. What they didn't realize is that kudzu could take up hundreds of acres of land by drinking all the water while it did it. And it would do it in a short amount of time. And the only way you can get rid of kudzu is to cut it down, dig up the roots, and burn it. And it was taking over hundreds of acres of land, all because somebody thought they were being brilliant.
That sounds like
California has rules. That's why Florida started having rules.
Hey Lisa, hello. Do you know Australia? Well, when the British ruled Australia, Australia did not have rabbits.
I that.
The British brought rabbits to Australia. There are billions of rabbits in Australia now.
They breed like cats.
And they didn't realize, and they became a pest. Because there's so many. So I totally get that. And I think that's why California like outlaws everything.
Florida's still trying to eradicate kudzu. And there's another one that someone brought in. Do you know where love bugs came from? So the University of Florida was doing a study, and they brought the love bugs originated from Africa. Someone brought them over. They wanted to see if love bugs could wipe out mosquitoes. And someone accidentally left a cage open that these love bugs were in, and they escaped out of the University of Florida. And that's why every 2 times a year in Florida, you're basically being molested by love bugs. They're everywhere.
There was like this weird rat thing in Georgia. Well, it was like a possum rat thing I saw. And everybody said that thing's not from here.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. I think like there's something like that in every area. Avoid Florida, May and October.
Yeah, see, Scrappy knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, because you have dead love bugs all over the front of your car, and they stink when they're dying. They have this awful smell.
I wonder if they're also known as stink bugs.
No, they're not the same thing as a stink bug. The reason they're called love bugs is because the female and the male fly around attached to each other while they're mating.
Yeah.
We have stink bugs here, Sherry. They come in full. There's an army of stink bugs here.
And they stink when you kill them.
My son learned that the hard way. He stomped on it, and I'm like, okay, now you have to stand outside for the next 15 minutes because you're not tracking that in the.
I know.
Do not wear white. Love bugs are Yes, they are. I remember that.
See, we don't have any of that here.
So
But
you're
we,
fortunate.
yeah, but we have mosquitoes that try to burrow in the water sacs of your eyes.
Oh,
I know you
gee.
were telling us about that the other day, and I never heard of that.
See, I'm doing this just thinking about it. I'm like scrubbing my face just thinking about it. Yeah, because you'll see them. They get right in your face.
And see what Lisa said? How Hawaii imported mongoose to take care of rats. They ate bird eggs instead.
Exactly. See, and I bet mongoose are a plague. Crazy.
Probably are.
Yes, Raven, we have, and we call them no-see-ums, but people call them all around the country. But you don't see them until they get bigger, the more blood they suck out of you. So you really don't see them until they're fat and floating around slow.
All right, so far I've got these two together and these two together. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and join this last one right here. We're going to put it on the end, and then we'll sew these two together, and we will have row one sewn.
Awesome. Mosquitoes in my eyes. No.
I can't stand midgets. They drive me crazy.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you the truth. I think everywhere has scary animals, though, or something that's invasive or you could get seriously injured from.
Yeah. We get snakes, but we don't have them. I haven't really seen any in our yard, but
I love snake season. That's like one of the many jobs I have. I remove rattlesnakes.
oh, really?
Oh yeah, and as the years go on, I can charge absorbent amounts.
I would think so.
Scrappy, I will take pictures of when I finish this block, and I still need to finish adding let's see, 1 2 3 4 5. I need to add one more row one way and one more row the other way of this one, and I'll take pictures of all three of them, and all three of them are going to be different from each other, just so you know, because this is what we're doing. And I'll make sure to take pictures, and I'll put it on the community tab and in the Greenland Quilter Facebook group.
Bears are not scary, and if you eat garlic, you have less problems. All right, chicken primavera and pizza for dinner.
Yum. I want to come eat with you.
I love when I lived in Arizona, I worked at an Italian deli, and this man, his name was Mark Guido, and Guido was his real last name. He taught me how to cook anything Italian. And still to this day, I can make anything that's Italian.
That sounds good.
So I wow people with my, they're like, where did you learn this?
Oh, they'll be here soon enough, Lisa. My panel is an open door thing. They come and go as they want.
Oh, I gotta go.
Oh, sorry.
What? Who's got to go? Don't do that. But you can if you need to.
Even coyotes do the same thing that wolves do. They'll befriend a dog and then walk them over the corner and just be evil towards them. So we're not fans of coyotes around here either. Except for Wile E. Coyote. I will be seeing that movie in August.
So on these blocks, I want you to see this, but you don't have to do this. I have all of my seams pressed open because this is very small. And when you do it like this, the seams can lay down a little bit flatter and you won't have near the wonkiness. And remember what I said when you're sewing this together, if something looks wonky, don't worry about it, because once you get the whole block put together, you won't see the wonky anymore. It'll be gone.
And Scrappy, okay,
Yeah.
this is my co-host. This is Jess from So Blessed from Jess, but we call her Jessica.
I thought you were going to name her Stephanie.
You know, explaining this to people who don't know, they're like, he's crazy. He's crazy.
You're not, and you're not even the one that bought it.
I know.
We had a flat, you know how they say flat Stanley? We had a life size of our grandson when he was in the Marines.
Oh.
Yeah, so we had a life size of him. So then Thanksgiving and Christmas, when he couldn't be with us, we'd sit him in the chair.
Oh, I love
Oh
that.
my gosh.
I love that.
Sit him in a chair, take pictures like we normally would.
That's too. I gotta make sure I'm paying attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, we're sewing this on the right side it's supposed to be on.
But a lot of people ask me, they're like, William, who is that woman peeking over your television?
That is funny because you just barely see her eyes.
Say that's my stalker. No, I'm just kidding.
That's made. It's sitting on the back of the TV mount, so it's like perfect.
Mm-hmm. She was in here earlier. She was at work. She came in and said hi.
Yeah, Jess has got to be responsible for the rest of us, aka me.
Yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm sewing row number 2 together. See how much it shrank down? You see all this stuff and you're like, that looks like it's going to be a big block, but when you start sewing it, look how tiny it is.
Well, Nina is watching and listening and stitching with right along with you.
Yay! I'm excited to see how her block comes out too. I have to get some sleep, says Giovanna. Okay, sweetie, have a good sleep. Cindy Sorette.
We'll see ya.
Scrappy says fun and borderline creepy.
You should have seen my mother. My mother walked in here and she was like, did you buy that or did she buy that? And I'm like, she didn't. She's like, oh, thank God. And then she walked. No one has people. The Jess's eyeballs are a conversation piece in my garage when people walk in here, and I don't say anything to anyone.
That's so funny.
But I am also like, hi, my name's William. My father was eccentric. I inherited mannequins. And so I have a sitting mannequin in my living room. So having a fathead in my garage really doesn't trip people out. They're like, okay, we know you. You already have odd things in your house.
Do you dress up your mannequins on the front porch for Halloween, Christmas? Do you dress them? Hey, put a suit on them. Put a suit on them. Put them on the porch.
They started. Well, my dad was a photographer.
Okay, Giovanna.
But I started off using them as dress forms, but then I went and bought a real dress form.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Mona says, Katie, love your blocks. Thank you. Hey, Andy, what is for dinner?
I got my dinner, but it's been sitting for a while.
Well, go ahead and eat it. You can turn the camera part off if you want. Or you can eat it in front of us because I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
So Scrappy Crafter, in my state, they will shame you if you get caught with a mannequin because we have carpool lanes. So anyone that has more than 2 passengers can go in this lane by themselves. They will take your picture and shame you. They will put you on the website. So
if you only have 2, you can't use that lane? Is that what you mean?
No, you can. It's two or more. You can use the carpool lane, but people abuse it. And babies count, so you can get pulled over with a baby in the back, and the cop will be like, "I'm sorry," and they'll just keep going. But babies count as 2 on board too. Yeah. But there's people have tried everything. People have put drawn faces on pumpkins. People have used mannequins.
Oh, so they try to cheat and drive single.
Yep. Some guy put a mop on a bucket, literally. And the CHP.
Shameful, man.
The California Highway Patrol will shame you.
I wouldn't blame them one bit for doing that. That's
because
shameful.
because in a lot of places we have 6 lanes. And so like it is maneuverable even without that lane. Like you can drive around all those cars even without the
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
so it is hilarious.
Mona says her dinner is a giant cookie. And Scrappy Crafter said she made fajitas. And Andy says cream cheese chicken over mashed potato. Ooh, that sounds yummy.
Raven, you're right. And blow up dolls too. People ruined it. You know what it is? It's within the past 5 years, people have really abused it. I'm laughing because you can go, well, I'm on their Facebook, but you can go on any site and type in the California Highway Patrol and they will show you pictures of people who they caught. And they don't arrest you or anything. They just tell you, take that thing down and drive, they'll give you a fat ticket, but besides that,
When you're doing the pin, when you hit this part where we're going to have a built-in pinwheel here, make sure that you have that 1/4 inch seam allowance up here, because when you do it down on, when you go on this next row, you're going to need the same thing so that you can do point to point to get that pinwheel to line up properly. So take your time on these small pieces. Don't rush. So who's playing in sports today?
Thank you for asking, Katie. Right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers are beating the Chicago White Sox 7-0 in the bottom of the ninth, and Yamamoto is about to have a complete game. And tonight, the Las Vegas, is it tonight? Oh, I hope it's tonight. Tonight's hockey, and if the Knights lose, then the cup's over. So I will be having my jersey on later. It's just actually, it's not as hot today as it was. Oh, the game's on tomorrow. That's right. This is slow torture. I forgot about that. So the game will be on tomorrow.
Raven says we had roasted garlic butter fillet and Parmesan stuffed mushrooms. That sounds tasty too.
Sounds
Y'all
amazing.
are making me hungry.
For real. I have nothing but Egos and chicken fingers in my freezer right now.
Man, I loved buying Egos for the kids when I didn't want to cook breakfast. Those were the greatest things to.
I take years off and on of them because I've been eating them for 40 years. Because say when my mom discovered, like, hey, you could put an Eggo in the toaster, be out of my face. Here, go make your own breakfast.
Yep. That's what they were great to put in the toaster. You want to hear something funny about the toaster? My mom would make grilled cheese sandwiches in a fry pan with butter and stuff. Well, I couldn't stand for my grilled cheese sandwiches to have butter on them, be cooked in butter, because the taste was different. And so, you know what I would do? I'd come in when she wasn't looking, and I'd get 2 slices of bread and 2 pieces of cheese and put it in between the 2 breads and smush the bread and stick it in the toaster. And one day she caught me. She's like, you're going to ruin. I said, Mom, do you see cheese down in there? No. Said, I've been doing this behind your back for a long time.
Man, you guys were talking about Kool-Aid earlier, and that brought me back. Or in the chat, people were talking about Kool-Aid. Well, Sherry brought up Jim Jones, but
Yeah.
I was raised on Kool-Aid and grilled cheese sandwiches, ham sandwiches, and after I learned how to cook, it was over. Matter of fact, I haven't had a grilled cheese in a while because that's all I ate for like 10, 15 years.
But sometimes it tastes good. Put a little slice of ham in there with it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My new thing that I'm slowly starting to play out since it's not new, but I eat ham and cheese croissants.
Ham and cheese croissants. I've never had a ham and cheese croissant before.
in when I moved to Los Angeles, and this was, I mean, the heart of the city. When I got out of college, I moved back to LA, like the heart of LA. Ham and cheese croissants were like $1. And this was in the covered wagon days. There was still a 19 in front of the year. But I love ham and cheese croissants. And here, like all these years later, I still eat those things.
Nothing was better when we went overseas. We were in France for my husband's job, and we went to France, and in the hotel they'd serve you warm croissants with the real jam, and pastries, and that. It was like, oh man, that's heaven.
Do you know, France in general is the only country I've been to where I haven't complained about the food.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It's the best. Mexico too, but they like I've gone to more resorts, but France, like, so the food is amazing.
The desserts and everything. Now, if you don't, at one time, this was like 30 years ago that we went, so that it was kind of hard to go out to eat because they didn't want to speak. If you didn't know French, you were in trouble.
Oh, they won't talk to you.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
A lot of people, a lot of countries are like that though.
Yeah.
I speak Spanish, and if you get away from the tourist areas, if you don't speak Spanish, like in Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, any of those countries, they will not speak to you.
Yeah.
But I've been to other countries, like in Northern Africa, they want to speak English. So I guess it just depends on where you go. But did you like France though?
Yes.
For me, it was the history.
It was the history. To go see the Arc of Triumph or in the Louvre and
yes,
all that. It was great.
Thank you, Scrappy, for mentioning the thumbs up. Yep, y'all hit that. Thank you. And then Scrappy says she likes yellow mustard and pickles on her grilled cheese sandwich. That's interesting. And then Teresa says, my little brother used to eat ketchup mayo. Oh, my Lord. And Mona said she just took a migraine pill. I hope you feel better.
I agree with Raven. Croissant, everything is good. I'm for real.
Scrappy says she's got to go, sending love and many hugs. See you later. Thank you for coming in.
My little brother used to eat ketchup and you know what, Teresa? My older brother would put ketchup on his eggs. I have never done that because it grossed me out at a very young age. So I have never put ketchup on my eggs before.
Okay, Mona.
So I get that. Yeah. Katie, do you put mayo? Do you do the European thing with mayo on French fries?
Sometimes I take mayo and ketchup and mix it together.
I never got into the mayo thing. I don't have a problem with mayo.
It's not all the time. There's too much yeah. It's just once in a while if I'm like wanting a taste of it. I've tried to eat, they have remoulade here, but every time I eat remoulade, it makes me sick.
What is that?
It's some kind of dipping sauce, and it's got cabbage and some other stuff in it. It has an interesting taste, but there's something about it that makes me sick to my stomach.
I have weird allergies, and there's certain brands of Lay's chips that when I eat them, I wake up the next day and both of my eyes are swollen.
Means
so I get it.
Something you're allergic to in it.
Majorly. Mayo's expensive. I haven't bought mayo in a while. Well, to be fair, everything is expensive. Hold on, let me pull out my receipts. To anyone who wants to live in California, I spent $319 this day at the grocery store.
Did you get sidetracked anywhere else?
Well, this is Walmart, so like, gosh, quilt binding is $3.27.
Wow. I think you missed my question.
I did.
You did? Did you
Are
say
you talking about
did?
like side trips from the store? Did I go anywhere
Yeah,
else?
did you get sidetracked somewhere else?
No, I did not go into the store floating or
Well,
hungry or
well, I was talking about you were talking about thinking about going to the market.
well, no, I did not. Not that day, no.
Because you mentioned you couldn't decide whether you were going or you weren't going. Because today is Saturday.
To the swap meet. No, I did not go to the swap meet. I chose to clean my house, and I have to hammer this into myself. I live in a fabric store,
Yeah, you do.
and like when I come home with more fabric, this room looks at me like disappointment, like more fabric, huh? There is literally a recliner back there. I cleared it out. I thought I had licked my problem. Within a month, the recliner is filled with fabric and quilts.
It really doesn't take long to tell you the truth to get things get into yeah.
I don't blame him because he absolutely loves me, but I blame the quilt guy at the swap meet because I'll go for one quilt and he'll give me 5 quilts for the price of one because he wants to get rid of them and he doesn't realize the value. Like my Dresden came from him, and that was a handmade Dresden quilt.
Raven wants to know what you bought for that price.
I bought, let's see. Okay. It says 1 yard pre-cut, but I don't know what I don't think I bought 1 yards. I
Oh,
don't know
you
what
bought some fabric in Walmart too?
the quilt I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 quilt bindings. Let's see. Sumatra coffee, the pike for my son, the sweet and salty popcorn. Okay. They didn't even put the price for the steak on there. That's crazy. Lettuce, extra sharp cheese, chicken, onion rings, 2 things of Hershey's syrup, more lettuce, another steak, carrots. We bought a lot of stuff. Oh, Gain. My flavor crystal things cost $20, which is absolutely insane to smell nice.
Yep, that's expensive. Raven was saying that she paid $26 for a big pack of toilet paper.
Where I'm from, that would be $46.
Now we have gone like, we don't do it very often, but we do like steak at times. But if I'm going to have a steak and I have to pay for it because it's beef, it's going to be filet mignon. Now that has gone up by $10 per pound than it did before. But they
Wow.
cut those suckers so big. We get them and we cut them in half, and then that's 2 meals for 3 people. Different.
Absolutely.
And so it ends up equaling more like $12, $10 a person, which you can't go out and get that.
No.
Our fast food is expensive here to the point where we usually we'll go to a restaurant before fast food because they're the same price.
Right. Oh yeah. Fast food really hurt themselves.
But I do that too with I'm obsessed with salmon, aka salmon. And so salmon was like where I live, it used to be $21. Now it's 35. And the other day I made some of my son and we were looking at it, I was like, we need to eat all of this. We need to eat all of this right now. So here, eat more. But I love salmon, but the price has gone through the roof. And it's just a fillet, like, and it's thick, but it's still $31 for one piece of fish is expensive.
Jean,
It's
she's
here.
still in here as far as I know. I don't know. Let me look.
Who's this?
Nope, she's not. I don't know. She was in here earlier.
Filet mignon is people judge me, and you can. I grew up in a house where we ate steak every other day. So my son eats it. I don't eat steak. I do not eat steak.
Yeah, you don't if you ate it a lot.
Oh, my parents my parents would always say we're carnivores.
Hey, John. Here's another Arizonian, John from Guys Craft 2. He
Awesome.
also lives in Arizona.
Awesome.
You got up, William, and it focused on Jessica's face.
You know, one day I'm gonna figure out how to turn this thing off.
No, I did. It zoomed right into her face.
That's hilarious.
Oh, that is.
It did.
I don't know why my camera becomes like an old school skate video. I'm gonna
I
get
don't know. I
vertigo.
thought that setting should have turned that off, and I guess it's not working on your end.
If you were demoing something, though, and you had the camera pointed down towards it, it would be nice. You know,
I like that. That's why I bought extra cameras, because the other ones don't focus. So I do like that feature.
Yeah.
I forget that this thing follows me.
Yes. It's fine.
Let me brush my hair since it's close up.
Mine does.
There has to be a feature that we can go in there and take that thing off.
I wish my autocorrect would autocorrect the word.
Oh.
Autocorrect and I have been fighting since day one.
Yeah.
And Grammarly. I have a problem with Grammarly. Grammarly, I speak American English, okay? It may not be proper, but it makes sense to me. I feel like I'm being graded every time I make a live stream, because it like highlights all. It says, "Oh, this isn't proper. I speak American English, okay?"
Like too many
And it does. And Grammarly hates y'all. I typed in y'all just to see what would happen, and it's like, no, not a word.
Do you put the little hyphen in between the A? I mean, in between the Y and the A?
Yeah.
Not hyphen. It's not apostrophe. Yeah, it is an apostrophe.
They were not.
Yeah.
They were not fans of it at all.
I don't know what it is.
But also, I say I'm going to, and Grammarly hates that. It doesn't put a red line under it, but it's like, you can do better than that. And quite frankly, Grammarly, no, I can't.
Hey, Vicky.
Hey.
Hi, Vicky.
It's good to see you.
I say this all the time. If you're having a bad day and you need to be entertained, type in Scottish people talking to Alexa. It is the funniest thing on planet Earth. They're screaming at their Alexa, and it does not understand that.
Don, what you been working on? I can't remember if I had this turned this way or the other way. I don't know.
Last night, I went and got all my quilt scraps. So when I finish this coat, I might make 2 coats tonight.
That would be awesome.
It doesn't take me much.
We're having a long live today. There's a lot that can get accomplished.
That's why I'm pacing myself.
There's a lot.
But I took out all my scraps, and for some reason, I love darker quilts. I don't have like a loud quilt. And it made me laugh because I generally go for like paisley blue or black. And there's definitely a reoccurring theme in the things that I've purchased.
It could be the what fabric they were using during that time frame from the quilts.
I agree. There's material I use for my curtains. 6 months later, I saw bath towels made out of it. I saw sheets. Like it was just, and it was that particular year, like 2 years ago, it's this really weird pattern. So that does happen. Oh man, my son asked me, he's like, "Do we have patriotic clothes?" I said, "Sir, we have baseball jerseys, hockey jerseys, overalls, coveralls. We could dress like Elvis."
John says he's trying to finish a patriotic wall hanging that's being embroidered, looks like.
That's awesome.
Okay, we got this. We got one more row to go, and we can. And what I'm gonna do when I get this last row sewn, I'm gonna go take all of this to the iron, get my
Iron or the iron?
ironed.
Iron.
Ironed.
Yeah, but did your mom ever say I'm gonna iron my shirt?
I don't know. I don't remember. She's been gone too long for me to remember.
I grew up because your mom's Southern. A lot of them call it iron.
You would have thought that my mom would have sounded like an Alabamian, but to me she didn't. My cousin sounds more like an Alabamian.
My father was from Savannah, Georgia, and he spoke proper English. I mean, people thought that my father was British. When I meet my family members from Georgia, they're like, "Hi, how y'all doing?" Because I'm not used to that. Like, and when he would drink, sometimes that accent would come out. He would speak. It's weird how people, it's weird to me. I know a lot of people that are from England. It creeps me out how they can switch their accent and sound like us.
I know. There's a new movie out, and there was I don't know what it is, but Steven Spielberg is doing it, and there's a female and a male actor, and they're both from England, but they talk American English perfectly.
Did anyone go see? No, I haven't done it yet. There's Denise, Jean. No, not yet. Did anyone go see Disclosure?
No. No, my son did, and I begged him not to tell me the end of the movie.
Well, I just wanted to know, did he think it was good or bad?
He loved it.
Okay.
Is that the one of the movie where the guy end up seeing a crack in the wall and looked through it?
It has to do with aliens.
No, that's the movie one. That's the dream movie. I want to see that, Sherry, so bad.
My grandson saw it twice.
Someone liked it a lot then.
Yeah, and my husband went with them because they wanted to watch it in the
IMAX.
High def.
Oh yeah, IMAX.
So they went back and watched it. They said it was good.
Hey Laura, hello.
No, Denise, I haven't answered the poll yet. What time is it?
I have a lot of reoccurring dreams. Like I literally will have a dream and I'm walking around in my dream. I like shaking hands with people. Earlier, I fell asleep to this stream. Did I say hi earlier?
Yes, you did. You said
Okay.
hi in the chat.
Then I wasn't. No, like way earlier though.
Then we didn't say anything.
Okay, I fell back asleep. I wasn't dreaming. Good. I wasn't dreaming. I wasn't being rude. I just fell asleep.
Laura, it's good to see you. She says she's been listening, lurking for a while, but have been dealing with someone's family issues.
Oh, I hope
still dealing with all of that. Gosh.
I hope everything's okay, and I hope it does become okay.
Laura needs a vacation.
Yes,
I am
away from it, away from all of it.
In 3 weeks, I'm taking a vacation, and I'm going to start telling people now. I will not be around for a week. I'm going to just like Forrest Gump. I'm just going to start running out of my front door.
No, William, you know what you need to do if you travel by car. I don't know if you travel any other way, but if you could go to the longest yard sale that's in the United States, It goes from Georgia clear up into Ohio now.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
It is wonderful. We had our RV, a smaller one at that time,
Uh-huh.
and it was that's where I found two of my featherweights.
Whoa.
Wow.
Now, that's the one that John found it. My first featherweight for $25.
Oh, that never happens to me.
I know.
Oh.
It wouldn't happen to me. But they have a lot of quilts, a lot of just a lot of linens and all sorts of stuff there.
I used to fly. I actually used to fly a lot, and I got tired of the whole TSA thing, and I'm not trying to get too deep into it, but it just got too invasive after a while.
Yeah.
And I just started driving everywhere. But in the past 10 years, I've driven to Utah, I've driven to Texas. Like I love road trips.
Yeah.
And like you said, I love walking into a store, and I'm not trying to be mean. I love it when someone doesn't know what they have. Like you'll walk in and you're like, a featherweight for 25. I would be shaking. I would be shaking if I bought it for $25.
I know I didn't see it, and my husband saw it, and he says, I found a featherweight machine. He says, I don't think the guy knows what he has, but I can get it for $25. Says it was his aunt's or something. And I says, go get it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Now I paid more for my white. That was on the longest yard sale, but still it was I was buying my featherweights. You could get them for under $200, you know. That's when it was
Nina, how is your block going? Let me know. And Prism's here. Hello. He says, how's it going, everyone? And hi, Tibia. It's good to see you too.
My brother-in-law is back in the hospital. He's the one with the terminal breast cancer. My other sister is a whole different situation. She filed for divorce and is waiting for her husband to be served. I am so sorry. I went through that. I served my ex-wife. It's drama. Getting divorced is just drama.
Okay.
I totally get that.
I've got all the rows sewn now. I'm going to take it over to iron and press the heck out of it, so I can get all these things to lay flat as possible. Then we're going to start lining up these seams and sewing it all together.
Diego! Hello, Diego! Hello, hello!
I need to find something real quick. I'll be right back. Good excuse to fill up my cup while I'm at it.
Or your husband spoils you, girl. He treats you good. I'm sure.
I told my husband I liked featherweights, and now I have 7. Holy cow.
He surprised her with the long arm a year and a half ago or so.
Do you know, I've told the story a million times. When I first started collecting sewing machines, I would sell them. And I sold 2 featherweights for $1,000.
Wow.
And
that's
ever
good.
since then, I have not been able to find one that's like under $100, because everyone knows what they have now.
Right, they do. I keep on watching the prices, and I mean, not that they're going to get the price necessarily, but in this area, they're asking 500, but I've seen it higher, like 600, 800. It depends on what year and if it's a centennial one or whatever too. But
True.
oh, I guess I just took myself off of video again.
Uh-oh.
I didn't. I must have hit my keypad.
Can you keep an eye on the chat while I press these things out?
I will. William, they've been married for 33 years, and now he's cheating on her. I had an uncle that had been married for 40 something years, and he got a divorce. Him and my ex-aunt. It's weird when you know someone your whole life and they get divorced.
I know. No, now they're not your aunt.
And she like helped raise me. And it's weird, but they've been divorced for like 10 years now, but they got divorced in their 70s.
Oh my.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
My uncle, and I thought I was the first one in my family, but my uncle beat me by a month. My uncle was the first person in 700 years to get a divorce in our family, at least on my mom's side, because they kept records.
Yeah. In the Bible.
Yes, yes, they did.
When that
They have this like I actually when
Bible.
I cleaned out my grandmother's house, I found it and I gave it to my mom. They have a family Bible, a few of them,
Mhm.
and all the lineage is written down in the Bibles. But yeah, it was crazy to see my uncle. My uncle and I were bachelors together.
Hey, let's go out.
Yeah. He
Or let's
It was
meet.
funny though. He had more of a swing in life than I did. He's like, I don't have any kids to take care of, you know. So he had a weird renaissance.
Yeah, with this age, he could go he could go younger, 20 years younger, they'd say he's stable.
Yeah.
Guy's stable, probably has money.
There was one time, and I'm not rich when I say this, I am not. But there was this one time I was with my son and I stupidly hit the receipt on the ATM and I walked away. And this lady comes running up to me. She's like, "You forgot your receipt." And I was like, "Why'd she give me my receipt?" And my son was like, "Because you have a good job." That's why she came running to you with your receipt. But I didn't even think about it. There's no information on there that like would say who I am besides my balance, you know.
Yeah,
But
that's
that
all I cared about. Oh, he has a nice balance. You're kind of cute too.
my family keeps those kind of records too. See, I that's why if on my mom's side, we could go way, way, way back.
Yep. There's a lot of history in the Gab family Bibles because they wrote birth records, death records, marriage records.
That's one thing I miss about my grandparents and even my father is, you know, we watch documentaries, but I was around people who lived through history. Like my grandfather was in World War II and my grandmother was on the home front. She was there with the rationing and all of that. And we don't even think of how much those people sacrificed.
I know.
You couldn't just go to the store and buy something. You had to have like, okay, you can only buy this, this, and this at the store, you know. And we don't even think about like it's crazy.
We have some rationing coupons that my mom had, coupon book that my mom had when she was younger. And we, you know, because they kept everything. So we have all sorts of records, and I'm the one that keeps a lot of the genealogy.
Did Nina answer my question?
Hey, Mona.
Hope you're feeling better.
Let's see. Did Nina answer my question? Let me back scroll a little bit.
Can you hear us, Mona?
Hi, Mona. I'll try not to talk too loud to save on your head.
Me too. No, I'm a natural born screamer. I
That
want to talk
I
back
can hear you.
Yeah.
I didn't have the mic on.
Okay. I'm going to do a screenshot real quick and then I'll come back to you, Mona, okay? Because I
Okay.
need to talk about
You
this
don't
part
even
real
need
quick.
to.
If you don't want to, that's fine.
Oh,
You do whatever. I'm just coming here to listen.
Okay. All right. So I have sewn all of the pieces to each row, which is a row of 6 by 6. I would suggest that this part that's going to make a pinwheel, I would sew these two first. You just make sure you don't get yourself confused. And the reason I say that is because instead of having extra row down here to deal with when you're trying to do this. It'll give you a chance to get those 2 points lined up so that you see the pinwheel. So that's what I'm gonna do here. Now you do you, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one with the pinwheel first, and then I'll do it the normal way after that. There we go. I want to learn how to coupon, says Kivia. Katie, I am still sewing pieces together. Okay, just was checking on you.
I kind of coupon. I shop at different stores.
Man, I used to coupon like crazy when I was raising my kids. I used to save so much money at the grocery store.
It would take me forever to grocery shop if I had to coupon.
I'd save them all up. I'd buy the Sunday paper.
I miss the Sunday paper. I miss that.
I guess there's no papers being printed out these days.
There are, and people still get papers delivered. I have a friend, she's from Norway, and she is 55 years old, and she delivers newspapers.
Wow.
Yeah. And the only reason I know that is because she's exactly, well, she's 10 years older than I.
Nina says the pinwheel is what she's sewing on now. Okay. Take your time with it.
But in Oregon, they still read the paper.
You know, it's good to read the paper. You could go in, see what jobs would be it.
Yeah, the wanted.
Rent.
I miss the free section. Yeah, I need 1,000 pounds of dirt. Can you pick it up? Yes, I can.
Oh yeah.
I miss the free section. Like if you can haul it away, if you're crazy enough to haul it away, you can have it.
Well, now you got to go into Marketplace because they'll have free on Facebook. I don't know if you do Facebook.
I am on Facebook, but like when I first started selling, somebody in my town got robbed on Facebook Marketplace, so I never went back.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Yeah.
But we have a meeting place in front of our police station here.
That's smart.
So I would do that. I'll meet you at the police station.
You're right in front of it, the police station. That's a good idea. I got to remember that.
And besides the ticket, the price for the tickets we have to pay, no one's getting robbed at the police station. I took advantage of every coupon I could. I found that there were coupons for Star Wars figurines one Christmas. Walmart had to pay $80 because they were on. Wow. Mona, are you a couponer?
Yes, I do all the digital coupons now, especially if it's 5 off 25, 10 off 30. I'm on it.
I do that too. I drink Pepsi, so I'm constantly cruising for the.
Yeah.
You know, right now a 24 pack is almost $16.
Wow.
Yeah, the last 24 pack I got at Myers for, was it $9.99? I bought 2 cases.
I do that. There's a place I go to, but I don't even know how to say this nicely. All of their food is almost expired.
Oh,
Yeah.
They have a Bent Can place up in Middlefield that you can go to.
Oh, I don't shop there. I want my food in date.
Oh, it drives me insane.
He does all the time.
My mom and aunt go there all the time. I'm like, no. They're like, why? It's cheap. I said, I don't care how cheap it is. I'm not eating expired food. If it's in my pantry, if it's a canned good, I might stretch it a few months. If it's a condiment or anything like that, mayonnaise, sour, any dressing, no, out it goes. If it looks funny, I throw it away.
I'm the same way. It's been driving me crazy lately because I have to find a new store, and it's only happened recently, but everything they have is almost like even my blue cookies. I went to bite into one, and I'm looking at it and chip a tooth because it
Yeah.
already dried up. You know.
We have a couple stores, your discount stores around here. You got to check the date of everything because they sell expired food. And I take it right back. I'm like,
if I'm paying a ton of money for meat, like I shouldn't have to freeze it the second, which I do, but like it's just weird. It's starting to drive me crazy how expired their food is. And not even Walmart has old food like they do. And I was anti-Walmart until I discovered how old their food is.
Is it old?
Well, not old, it's almost expired. Sorry.
They did say that, like, if you Walmart, then like Publix or Harris Teeter, Walmart in the produce gets the less fresh or less grade quality, I guess, grade.
We're kind of off season for all the farms right now, so I'm kind of mad because usually like towards the beginning and end of harvest season, I'll go crazy at all the farms. But now I'm kind of dependent on the grocery store right now. Besides my potato farm I have in my backyard.
Ah.
Do not ever grow potatoes if you don't want them to come back every year.
Really, they do?
Oh my!
Come back.
Only if you plant them, no.
5 or 6 years ago, I was trying to teach my son about science, and I brought a plague upon my house. We buried it there. We had potatoes in a cabinet that were growing.
Wow. Oh yeah,
And
they will.
he's like, "Do we throw these in the trash?" I said, "No, boy, we bury these." Between my mother and I'm not kidding you, every holiday, all the mashed potatoes, all the French fries we make come from my house.
Wow.
there we go.
So I haven't paid for a potato in like 5 or 6 years.
I got a ton of potatoes. Aldi's had buy one, get one free. Great big 10, was it 10 or 20 pounds? Maybe 10 pounds. So we've been eating a lot of taters.
I do that with carrots. And people are like, "Do you have a horse?" And I'm like, "No, I just like carrots." But I get those big bags of carrots because it's just cheap.
I used to buy the little baby ones, but they're not baby carrots anymore. They ain't kidding me. They're the shortcuts that they're just chopping up, calling baby carrots. So I buy the big ones. They're sweeter if you buy the big bags of actual long carrots and then cut them yourself. They taste much better.
I forgot about baby carrots.
Yeah, if you can find real baby carrots, they're good, but no. They'll even say they'll say baby carrots on the front, and then you look at the thing, shortcut potato. They're just carrots they're cutting. They ain't kidding me.
My new thing is cuties, the mini oranges.
Oh, my daughter loves those.
I would rather just get an orange because I'll eat one and I'm like, I now need 15 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm popping.
They're just easy to peel.
Yes.
That's why I like them.
Don't buy clearance meat. No.
And between avocados and oranges, they're just cheaper here because we grow them in this area. But still, I've kind of played out the mini oranges.
Yeah, they're good. My husband likes those.
My dogs eat so many baby carrots. When I was a kid, that was one of my jobs. I had to feed the horses carrots, and I became obsessed with carrots. I would eat them right along with the horses. So I love carrots, especially the huge ones.
I love baby carrots.
Yeah, my dogs love carrots. Well, I don't know about these guys. The little one can't eat them, but my dogs that passed, they all loved carrots. I'd sit there, I'd take a bite, throw them a piece of carrot. There I go.
That's the best part about it, when you just gonna take off, you don't know where you're going.
It does it all the time. I'm waiting for the wall to give out, and I'll be in the basement going.
You'll go viral though. I knew fell
If
during
I
Yeah,
survive.
sure would.
I knew someone that
Lots
fell
of
during a
views that
live,
way.
and they would normally get like 80 views, and that one live had like 1,000 because everyone wanted to see this person fall. Oh, good times.
Yeah, I have a fall video, but it is not going on the internet. There was some choice words being said.
Oh, I'll bet there was.
I fell in the gym and I put it in a video. I was so shocked at the concern of people. I thought people were gonna laugh at me. They're like, "Are you okay?" Because I get it at my age when I fall, like that's almost like a guaranteed trip to the hospital.
Yeah.
But I made bell bottoms too big and they went under my skates and I fell.
Ooh.
Yeah. Back in the day, I was in many accidents with my bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Tripped on my platform shoes, got them stuck in the spokes of my bicycle. Had to walk home dragging my bike because I couldn't get them out.
Oh man.
Because I wore them elephant bells.
I got really into making those. I fell in love with bell bottoms right before Jankos became popular. I made quite a few pairs of bell bottoms. Now that's a style that hasn't come back.
I know, but it should because I like.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let's bring it back. Let's just force it upon everyone.
Well,
Let's do some
they
with
got the wide leg pants, so they're not true bell bottoms. But I did buy a pair of true bell bottoms at, where'd I get them? Kohl's. And I was so excited. But that was last year. This year they're a little snug, so I'm gonna have to wait before I can get them back on.
I love Jankos too, Raven. I love the Janko style. And it made me laugh when the kids brought it back. I'm like, is it 1994 again? It made me laugh. And I think everybody goes through that. The 1970s generation went through the 1980s when people start dressing like you did when you were a kid.
Oh yeah.
And then it went from the giant legs down to straight legs. And yeah, or what do they call them now? Skinny jeans. But back then they weren't stretched. They were just plain jeans that were just that tight. And my feet were so big, my grandmother had to cut them and put zippers in the back so I could get my feet in and out of them.
Oh yeah, they did have some that was so tight around the ankle that.
Yeah, I wore them so tight. I had to lay down on the bed and get the water bottle and spritz around the waist to get them on, zip them up before I went out.
Kiva sent sunshine. Yay. Oh, okay. I was gonna bring this up. And Jess and I discovered this last night like children. And I'm sure I'm behind the curve. Do you know that you can text people on YouTube?
I didn't know until last night.
Oh, I don't want anybody texting me.
No.
I saw the little button thing and I was like rubbing my eyes like, am I hallucinating? And you can apparently text people.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble now.
And I'm going to tell you right now.
You can do a voice message. You can answer them on voice.
What was
Instead of a comment, you can actually use your voice. But I didn't know you could text.
One time we did that for Ron. Ron was like, I hope you guys are having fun at your blanket show. So we both in the text were like, we're having a great time. And we sent him a voice text. But up on the feature thing right here, it has a little thing like it would a text message. Oh, my phone's filthy, William.
That's the way my glasses were when I came back in. I don't know what these weeds are, but they're like.
There we go.
Are they
there we go. It's got like the thing where you can hit that button and you hit it. You'll see. So blessed by Jess there because we were playing around.
Oh.
But I'm going to tell you right now, if I don't know you, I'm not going to respond with love. With love.
I'm not responding to anybody. Even if I know you, forget it. I got enough things to answer in the regular world.
In the chat, it's like, okay.
Teresa Louise, how do you text on YouTube?
It took Jess. Well, I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend. Jess figured it out. I just started touching buttons.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can.
Yeah.
Let's
You
see.
can only
Can
do
I
it on
text
your,
Katie?
you can only do it on your phone though.
Well, let's see if I can text Katie.
I
So
won't see it until my phone's in use right now. So
I know. I'm not going to text you. I'm just going to see if I can.
okay.
But I don't have that.
I don't know how she figured it out, but she figured.
Cool.
Oh, so yet another way to ignore people.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I
Let's see
think
if
that's
it's in
gonna
her
open
live.
I think that's gonna open a can of worms you don't want opened.
And
Yeah.
with love, I want to say this with love. Oh, now I have 30. Yeah. I have 35,953 unanswered emails. If I'm not answering my emails, I may or may not answer your text.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, it's right next to that bill. on the
Okay,
top.
let's see. Say hello to direct messages. Now you can send messages right on YouTube. Invite to chat. No, decline.
Yay, I introduced something new.
Well, let me just see. Oh, and it brings up, oh, I can invite my mother. No. My daughter. No. Oh, there's Sherry.
They're trying to turn this into Instagram almost.
Yeah, it brings up all the people on my Discord. No.
Do you know why? It's because it has access to your phone. So it's going through your contacts.
Well, about the time my mother gets a text from YouTube, shit'll hit the fan because she will be like, somebody called her the other day. It was a little kid saying they were in an accident and said, help, help. Oh my God, she called me crying. I go, Mom, we're all grown. We don't have any little kids. It's a scam.
Yep.
But she was so upset. She goes, where is that kid that was in the accident? I said, Mom, there is no kid.
That actually, that was one of the greatest phone calls of my life. I redid my grandmother's house and I got a call on her landline. They were like, we have William sewing in a Mexican jail. And I'm looking around. I was like, I don't feel like I'm in a Mexican prison. And they're like, what do you want us to do? I said, keep him. And I hung up the phone. But they were calling, trying to extort money from my grandmother.
Yep.
You know? And
I told her, I said, don't answer the phone. Just don't answer the phone. I said, unless it's me or my brothers or, you know, somebody that you actually know, don't answer the phone. It's a scam. They got you on a list because you're old. I said,
Yep.
Don't answer.
Same with my mother. Drives me insane because she'll come to me with her phone and she's like, I got a text about Amazon. I'm like, do you know these people? I was like, please don't click on any of these.
Yes.
Yep.
Amazon will not send you an email. And if they do, it's an official Amazon email. It's not a third party.
I don't even answer those. I go into I go over to the person.
Yeah, if we get something that says, so there was activity on your
Yeah, that's a big one.
No, that's yeah.
I'll go right to my PayPal account and I'll look. No, there's nothing wrong. Wasn't charged.
They've gotten really smart with those. Oh, there goes Mona.
She's going away. Now
when I go on a live, I have to tuck one foot underneath my chair to keep it from rolling, and then I can sew. But now that I have the bad foot, I can't do it. So I gotta hold on to my sewing machine.
Does your chair have brakes on the wheels?
Oh, I don't know.
As you're floating away.
And it has slowed down because you know how the thread from sewing gets in the chair. So I haven't cleaned the thread out because it slows me down. Because before I'd be like zoom across the room.
She doesn't see the text option on YouTube.
It's on your main screen when you first click on.
This is just one pull from my chair. This is a room of fabric.
I got two.
This chair does not have stoppers, so I welcome the thread being stuck in the wheel well.
Yeah, it slows you down. Before, man, I'd hit that bookcase and it's not bolted to the wall. I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna get smashed.
Oh my gosh, it's very sad. The parents of a friend of mine thought their grandson was in jail and they lost 20,000 because of scammers.
Yeah.
Oof. That is the worst. I had a cousin who really was, and I call him. I'm like, are you in jail? And he's like, you're talking to me, aren't you?
Yep, that's what I do.
Yay, welcome in, Jennifer and Donnie. Welcome in. I'm slowly waking up. Do you know, I did something I never do. I slept in. And I laid in bed and I was like, nope, I'm not getting up. Nope.
Oh, I should have slept in. I got up and went outside and was eating weeds as tall as I am. Oh, the stuff was flying everywhere.
Are you going to be starting a live tonight, Mona?
Me? Yeah.
It's in less than 15 minutes or a little over 15 minutes from now, right?
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. I guess I should at least fill my water cup.
Yeah.
All right,
I know.
I'm gonna get off of here.
I came prepared today.
I'm
I
just
have
making
coffee
sure
and
I
water.
make sure I don't accidentally forget to send everybody your way.
Yeah, I already put William in earlier in my live to send him over there in case I fall asleep or something during the live.
I need to make sure that I put that setting in. I was tired when I was doing this last night. Stop, Nora. You're not getting anything but maybe a piece of apple.
I'm going to take a 15-minute break. I'll see you guys over in Mona.
Awesome.
I got to figure out how to, oh, over here, leave. Wait, I'm going to turn my camera off because last time it got stuck.
This camera really zooms in.
I think it's funny that it's doing that, but it's annoying. I know it is.
Well, I don't realize how much I move around until I come in your lives. I am a twitchy human. But I don't realize how much I twitch until that camera starts following me.
Come on, you're being slow.
What's wrong?
I'm checking my thing and it won't let, it's just being slow.
15-minute union approved break.
Well, we're gonna leave. I'm going to end it pretty soon. I've just got to make sure I got everything in place.
Do you know at my job we're not allowed to call them smoke breaks anymore?
Really? What do they call them?
Just breaks. But it's all the legality thing behind it. Yay, Annette. Hello, hello. My sewing machine sounds so quiet. Yay. Welcome in.
Alrighty then. I got that fixed.
Oh no, a commercial. I actually want to buy the hat.
What, on mine?
Yeah, you get commercials on your thing, but I actually want to buy this hat. Oh, let's look.
Shouldn't be getting any commercials because I turn all that crap off.
No, but it comes in the chat.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
Because I'm obsessed with hats, I'm always getting constantly getting hat commercials because I buy stuff online.
Okay, I want to show you guys because we're running out of time now. Let me spotlight real quick and I'll talk about this block. Those that are sewing it, this is what you need to do, okay? Hold on a second, because I'm going to finish this on Mona's probably, because I'm not quite done. It took me the whole time to do this. That's so funny, but I did cutting too. Hang on a minute.
Yay, Tasha, I'm sitting in my bonfire in 76-degree weather, not sure what my husband thought this through. It's camp in the backyard night. Those are great memories.
Okay, this is just keep sewing each row together until you have all of them sewn. And let me check and see what the width of this is. And remember, I said something about that. It's possible that it might not be exactly 6.5, but don't stress about it. Because we are, this can happen when you're building these types of blocks. So right now it's a 6.25 is what I'm seeing right here. So don't worry about it if it comes out to be 6.25 squared or 6.5 squared. Just keep on sewing. That's all. All right. Okay, the next up is going to be Mona, and I will be sending all of y'all over to Mona's channel. And remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with all of that? You make something beautiful. And I will see all of y'all on Mona's channel. Thank you, William, for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you so much.
Very welcome.
On Mona's and your channel.
Awesome. I hope everybody has a great night.
All right, everyone. See you over on Mona's. There should be it'll either redirect you or it'll ask you, do you want to go there? And you just click go.